Welcome into the 2025 Girls Basketball Coaches Show live from T3 in Avon, home of TMBA Cleveland West. Dave Rivera joined alongside my partner, as always, Paul Williams here as we get ready for some high school basketball. On Monday, we talked to the boys coaches, and tonight it's ladies' night as we are at T3 Performance here in Avon. And we're going to start things off with the director and president of operations here at T3, James DiBiasio, has given us some time to fill you guys in on TMBA and more specifically T3, all of the different things that they have to offer here for you. Whatever type of sport you play, they can help you. James, thanks so much for giving us some time. Thanks for giving us the space here this week. We appreciate it. How's your day been so far?
Hey, it's been a great day. All over the city, starting the day out here, training with some friends.
We were talking to you off air, Westlake Demon.
That's right.
Played a little wide receiver in your day. Did you play
right.
any ball, any hoops?
So basketball, I still play today.
Okay.
Right? So I played in high school for 2 years, but kind of saw the writing on the wall.
Okay.
Baseball and football kind of fit my athletic style,
Yeah.
so I was able to go play that in
I wish I
college.
would have kept playing basketball. I played my freshman year, but then like you, I focused just on football. I was a 3-year letterman at Admiral King.
Okay.
Paul, did you play some hoops at Clearview?
Yes, sir. I did play baseball and basketball, but I have the same type of regret. I didn't really play football in high school. It's something I look back and I wish I would have dabbled, so I understand.
So let's get into it, man. Let's
Yeah.
talk about this great facility here. 2 different buildings, Paul. We walked in and we were like in amazement.
Yeah.
What does the name T3 come from, James?
Yeah, so T3 and what it stands for is so core to who we are as a company. It stands for Teach, Test, and Train. So coaches are educators. We're just educating on sports or educating on training. And so we have to be able to teach to our students, our athletes that we get to train. And they want to see the progress. So that's where the test comes in.
Mm-hmm.
So we, on a regular basis, are testing our athletes out, whether it's their vertical or their top-end speed or what weight they're moving in the gym. And then obviously train. So teach, test, train. It's one of the most common questions we get.
Have you noticed that it's a little bit different in the teaching aspect now with kids in this generation compared to some of the old guys like myself and you?
Yeah, I mean, you got to figure like every 10 years that generation is going to be different, but it's our job as a coach to understand what does this generation need or how can I speak to and educate who's in front of me instead of just complain about, it's a different generation, right? We got to figure out how to, what motivates these kids and then use that to help them get more out of their workouts.
Teach, test, and train. That is what T3 is all about. Give us a little history on this place. As we said, 2 buildings. The first one was the original. Now this second one that we're in today is the newly opened one. So give us some information and some updates on the history of T3 itself.
Yeah, so T3 was founded in 2009 in the basement of a Cleveland clinic. Mike D'Andrea, he's the owner and founder of the company, and he had a vision for where we are now. And he was just in a room not bigger than this, right, just helping athletes. And as the word got out, he needed more space. So he moved into All Pro Freight right across the street on 611. And it's funny because I used to do shooting lessons with Steve Vega as an 8th grader in that building, right? But that was before T3 got in there.
Right.
I wish it was there. We were just talking about that. So then when we kind of graduated from our warehouse days, we built this in 2017, and building 1 was predominantly a turf facility, but we helped all athletes in performance training. And then 2.5 years ago, we opened building 2. We have beautiful basketball courts. We just opened Cameos, have a great partnership with Cameo, so it's a bar and restaurant, so people can drop their kids off and have them practice while they grab a bite. We have an adult weight room in this building as well, because our adult population, that's been a high demand. And then another field space, because you can't find enough field space in Cleveland.
Right.
So it's been fun to see that evolution. And what people might not know is that we have a Beechwood location as well in partnership with University Hospitals. I was there this morning. Gorgeous facility. So we're able to help athletes wherever they are in Cleveland.
I was going to mention you have a UH clinic here on campus. How much has that helped change the game? I mean, if a kid gets hurt, they just now walk on right on over to the UH?
Yeah, I mean, literally that, right? So our vision of having that comprehensive solution for athletes to be able to have the one-stop shop.
Yeah.
If an injury happens and they're a T3 athlete, they get a fast track right to UH to see either a PT or a doctor to get an injury screen, because if you have an ache or a pain or an injury, like, you don't want to have to worry about, is this something that's going to sit me out? So you can go see a UH doctor or a physical therapist right away if you're a T3 athlete, and that really helps give them, the answers they need to get back on the court. But it's a full circle. So if there is an injury and they work with university hospitals to get them ready to play again, then that's where we come back in and help with return to play training, so they have confidence going back to the court, going back to the field to continue their athletic pursuits.
I was facilitating everything on Monday night, and I seen a lot of people just walking in and going to the gym. What's that all about? You guys have like a gym membership too, like through UH? Is that what that is?
It's actually our gym membership.
Okay.
It's the best kept secret in Cleveland.
See?
For $25 a month, you can go to work out at either of our facilities in Avon here. We have an adult gym in Building 2. That's fully decked out, and then if you're somebody who works out from like 6 a.m. to 4 p.m., Building 1's the best deal you can get, because you have access to the whole facility for $25 a month. But a lot of our adults actually really like our Strength for Life classes, because it is nice to have somebody along with you as we get older, right?
Pushing you.
Right. We want to be pushed, and we want to make sure we're doing things right.
Yeah.
So we have a really popular Strength for Life program for our adults that want to train. And it's so cool to see when a parent joins the adult group, eventually their kid's going to get involved with us, or the other way around. And, that's when we see really like our mission is to help people live a healthy lifestyle beyond their athletic career too. So it's like you get a parent working out with us, they start eating healthy. You get a kid that's training with us now, and it's like a whole like cultural family change where they're making healthier decisions. They're focused on their workouts, and you just see that kind of positivity spread throughout the weight room and the training that we do.
President of Operations joining us, James DiBiasio. What are some ways that T3 has helped basketball training? We know TMBA is one of the elite AAU basketball programs, and you got some great coaches and trainers here as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so funny, like you never hear somebody say, I don't want to jump higher, right? I want my vertical to go down. So that's like the number one way that we can help basketball players. You could be one of the best shooters out there, but maybe you can't get open, right? Maybe you can't come off screens. So we help with the speed and the agility for basketball players. We help them improve their vertical so they can get more height on their jump shot, like get off the ground a little bit better. And really what we see the most impactful that people don't come to us for is the durability. Right, we're playing a brutal game, right? Basketball's tough; it's physical. So even if that's like adding 5 to 10 pounds that you can't really notice is there, if you're banging around in the paint, it's there because that's all muscle. So those are the main ways basketball players, like we support them in their training. And basketball's year round too.
It is.
Right?
All these sports are now.
It never stops. So we got to support that with some other type of movements that just break up the monotony of doing the repetitive play.
And you guys have been top of the line with the technology aspect, because that's all changed since we were playing. And how has you guys been able to use that technology here at T3?
Yeah, just like, objective measurements are so powerful, right? So 10 years ago, training was something that we really had to educate parents on, like why it's beneficial. And now we can expedite that education process by showing them results of athletes that have trained with us. Objectively, we measure those things we just talked about. We can measure body weight and see that improve. We can measure our muscle mass and see how that improves. But from the performance side, we measure our flying 10, which the kids absolutely love. So a basketball player, you have 10 yards to accelerate and 10 yards to reach a top speed. Okay. That metric's super important in how fast we can transition. So if we want players that are speeding up the game around them, right, increasing their flying 10 time will help. And then obviously the vertical and the hamstrings, those two things go together. So we can test out your hamstrings. If you want to get on the Nord board, we'll see how strong those hamstrings
are. That sounds pretty cool.
Right? So we can see if there's any imbalances there, hopefully prevent some injuries through that testing. But this is like the evidence that we show parents that, hey, what we're doing is working for your son or daughter.
Yeah.
And the parents love to see that too.
So T3 can train anybody. It's not just elite athletes, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And, we have sometimes like those two images out there in the public that like we only train young kids or we only train professional athletes.
But that's because the top kids choose to come here.
Exactly. So it was so cool today. We had a different sport, but we had 2 pro football players that I was training today, and I asked them to speak to a middle school group of football players and just give them a message. And that really is the full spectrum, right? So from the time you first playing sports, we can help you, and then as you continue, and if you're lucky enough to be playing professionally, we can definitely help you there. So, and it doesn't just stop there. We have former athletes that used to train with us at the old gym are in our adult group now. So it's really cool to see, and you build those lifelong relationships, throughout 12 years of being here.
Where can people get more information if they want to find out about T3 and become a member to the gym? Maybe have a son or a daughter start training here.
Yeah, absolutely. Our website's probably the best place to find information. It's not complicated to navigate. We have everything sorted out, and we spend a lot of time putting as much information out there so that you can navigate our website. If you're a basketball player, find what training program or what skill coach you want to work with. If you're a baseball player, you can go down to that drop-down menu and read about how we approach baseball training, whether it's skill or whether it's performance. It's a great resource, and we offer a lot of information there. Just trying to give people what they need to feel comfortable coming to try out a session. And we always start new athletes with a free one-on-one session with a coach just to make sure it's a good fit.
Mm-hmm. I know some of the trainers that are here, Chris Bell, Jordan Beard, Steve Vega, Robert Davis. Just talk about some of the guys that you have that are teaching at all these different levels.
Yeah, and what's so cool is you just mentioned some high-level basketball skill coaches, and we have that in every sport too. And then the relationships, and I always, we play basketball at 6 a.m. every Friday, and we don't want to invite Jordan because we won't look too good anymore, right?
No.
But it's just like they know the game at such a high level, and we have that at every sport. We have former professional baseball players coaching our skill lessons. And it's so fun to be in that environment because we're all educators, we're all teachers, we're all sharing, hey, how do we reach this new generation of kids? So we're all sharing those stories and trying to just figure out better ways to communicate as a coach or learning from each other. And it's just a great environment to be in.
James, thanks so much for giving us some time and for giving us some space and letting us know about T3. As it's a great place here. If your son or daughter, granddaughter, grandson is interested in training, no matter what the sport is, as you heard James say, look them up. We have the website right behind us here on the screen that you could go to if you want information. James, thank you so much for giving us some time. We'll talk to you again soon.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having us.
President of Operations here at T3 Performance in Avon. We'll take a quick break, and then we have our first guest in the building ready to go. It's the head coach of the Avon Lake Shore Gals up next. We'll be right back here in Avon.
Looking to improve your game? At T3 Performance in Avon, we help athletes of all ages move stronger, train smarter, and play harder. Head to T3athlete.com or call 440-934-2244. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at T3. We're building confidence and better athletes. Test, teach, and train like never before. Join us today at T3 Performance. Looking to improve your game? At T3 Performance in Avon, we help athletes of all ages move stronger, train smarter, and play harder. Head to T3athlete.com or call 440-934-2244. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at T3. We're building confidence and better athletes. Test, teach, and train like never before. Join us today at T3 Performance. Looking to improve your...
We are live from T3 in Avon as it's the 2025 Girls Basketball Coaches Show, and it's all brought to you by TMBA Cleveland West. And we're starting off with a bang as we usually say save the best for last, but Coach Apple requested the first spot, so I had to give it to him. Coach Paul Apple joining us from the Avon Lake Shore Gals. Coach, it's so great to talk to you again as we were talking off camera to get basketball season underway, man. The ride you guys had last year, let's start with that. I know we'll talk about this year's team, but how fun was that last year?
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the best word for it. It was just fun. We didn't talk about going on that run at all. We just went prepared and tried to get better every day and prepared for each opponent. And we happened to be playing our best basketball at the right time of year. And the girls just did an incredible job of buying in and playing together and just being a complete team. And the support from the city, from the school district, from other sports, all of that was amazing. Having 3 or 4 fan buses going down to the University of Dayton and that atmosphere when we played Brush at Canton McKinley was unbelievable. So really just an awesome experience and just happy for the girls to experience it. We played well, and I think everybody's always trying to get back and make it happen again. But I never know if I'll coach in another state championship game, and our players never know if they'll get experience again. So maybe you don't always realize it right now, but that's special. And I hope our kids over time do realize that.
I felt like in that game, when Tobin went down, it was kind of like the air got taken out of the sails. What did you feel like?
Yeah, so, I mean, Olivia Tobin obviously was a huge part of everything we did last year, and it was the biggest reason that it was hard to press us last year. We're having 2 senior guards in Izzy Palenko and Olivia Tobin, and then some other really good guards and pieces around them that just made everything hard. And, again, it was a moment where Purcell played very well, and the game got away from us a little bit, but still super proud of all the girls, and they competed and left the court with smiles, and that's all we could ask for in that moment.
What do you take away from that experience to bring to this year's team?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that our girls have taken from it are our attendance at everything we did over the summer, in the fall, has just been phenomenal. Like we have had basically our entire varsity team, unless our few soccer players were in a fall sport. They've been at everything, and the commitment has risen. And, I think we were just playing a one-off scrimmage over the summer, and we lost a quarter to somebody we shouldn't lose to. And it went from me telling the girls that shouldn't happen to it was our junior and senior leaders like, no, we don't do that here. And that higher expectation from the girls is really cool to see, because you always, when you step into a program, you always envision building something like that, and seeing it start to come to fruition has been pretty cool to see.
No season is without adversity, and before the season even starts, you get some adversity. As Alyssa Jones, who is going to be a returning junior, suffers a injury in AAU this summer.
Yeah.
So, without getting into details, just talk about how that changes the aspect of the season.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Alyssa was a big part of things for us last year, and she would have had a big role this year. And we, she's a kid who loves the game, who's been around it so much ever since she's been in the program. And, her injury hasn't kept her away either. I mean, she's got ball handling and shooting routines that she's doing every day. She's pushing as much as she can to go through the rehab process, and it's a testament to her. And the biggest thing is I'm sad for her, because she's a kid who really loves the game, and I know she was looking forward to this season. But those moments, she's trying to make the most of it, and I think we have a good supporting group. For her mentally and emotionally, because it's just a long injury and a long process for her. And we're trying to be there as a coaching staff. She's got good family support. She's got good teammate support. So we know that she'll come back even stronger.
And off of the state finals run, you did bring a lot of girls back from that team. How has the players been able to kind of bring that standard along with what that type of run does for the program? Have you seen it with the individual players that are coming back from last year?
Yeah, I think one of our, down the stretch of last year, Olivia Miller really stepped forward, and she did everything for us, and she's been a huge part of this program ever since she was a freshman. And for her to take the next step and be probably one of the best players in the area, as a senior. She's really gone another gear. And then really just are proud of our whole senior class. You know, Evelyn Ritt, who had a role last year and is really kind of stepping into a bigger role as a guard for us. And then our other two seniors in Mariela DeTulio and Aaron Dean, who missed time last year with injury, they've both been very good and just been committed to everything. And, you know, they've set the standard high for the rest of the program.
And on an X's and O's level, with some different girls now assuming a much bigger role, are you going to be able to kind of attack with the same type of mindset? Are you changing up how you're going to run plays and offense this year? What's that looking like?
Yeah, I mean, anytime I start to think about like what sets or anything like that we're going to run, I think about what our players are really good at. And our players change every year. So, you know, you've got to adjust to who your players are. And we've got some really effective players who are going to be doing some more things to put them in positions to score, to get to the rim. Some young kids who can really shoot the ball. So trying to do some different things that way. And we're a team who in the past have usually had, you know, 7 different players who could score 7 or 8 points. I think we'll be a little more dependent on some of our bigger scorers this year, and they're ready for that role. And then the other kids are chomping on the bit when the kids start to play a little more attention to our leading scorers. Then the other ones are ready to step up and make the right basketball play.
Are you guys ready to be the hunted this year?
Yeah, I think that's something that I said to the kids the other day. I said, you know, nobody cares what we did last year, and if they care, they're just coming at us twice as hard. So it's a different role to be in. But over the last few years, we've become a pretty good team in the area, and I think a lot of teams we've had circled on the schedule. So we're also going to play a lot of really good teams on our schedule. So we are excited to be in big games, no matter what.
Olivia Miller, let's touch base on her again. She's your senior. I believe she's committed to play basketball at the next level. How much of a burden is that off of her shoulders heading into her senior year?
Yeah, Olivia has been a huge player, like I said, for 4 years. Had a really strong spring, and she was really key to us and everything we did in the playoff run. And then, you know, she earned herself a lot of attention over the summer and committed to Wayne State. I believe it was in late July or August that she formally committed. So she has evolved her game. She's always been a kid who could do a little bit of everything. She's an athlete, getting, you know, involved on the glass, always understood the game at a high level, knows the right place to go with the ball. Her skill level has just improved. Like, I don't have it in front of me, but if we looked at her shooting percentage from 3 over the years, it's just jumped enormously, and she's at a point where when she misses, that's a surprise for us. And everything she can do off the dribble, she can go either way. We can use her inside. She guarded some of the best kids in the area defensively last year, so it's our job to figure out. Olivia can do almost everything for us, but we also have to not make Olivia do everything, and because she's going to be a part of a lot of things that we do.
She's a Miss Basketball nominee heading into the season. Another person and player that was impressive last year for you, Molly Milligan, down low. Now she'll be a junior. How has she progressed in this year?
Yeah, Molly's done a really nice job in the offseason, played with a high-level AAU team, and really pushed herself and challenged herself against the best in the nation. And she is somebody who she has the ability to score down low, but I think we're going to see a little bit more of what Molly can do on the perimeter, whether, you know, she grabs and goes from defensive rebounds or just her ability to shoot the ball from the outside. She's really just kind of becoming a complete player right now. You know, the other day after a quarter of the scrimmage, like, she was the first one talking to me, like, what can I do better? So she wants to take that next step and take a leadership role and be a big part of the team for us, and just proud of her improvement and dedication.
A freshman who got pushed into action was Frankie Persia. We going to see a lot of her this year in sophomore year?
Yeah. Frankie's somebody who, you know, she's played 2 years of varsity soccer. She's a varsity caliber athlete, and she's somebody who can really shoot the basketball. So, you know, we've been really happy with her since she's been back from the soccer season. You know, just doing all the little things right, understanding the game, and just the level of maturity that's come on to her since she's been a sophomore. Proud of her and excited to see how she accelerates throughout the year, because I think, she's going to be a big part of things for us.
Coach, thanks so much for giving us some time leading off the show as you guys made it to the state championship last year in Division II. Lost to Cincinnati Purcell Marion, but man, what a ride it was. We had fun going all the way down there with you to Dayton and covering the team, and we wish you so much success this year. And like we mentioned, adversity to start, but that only makes the Shore Gals tougher.
Exactly. Yeah, we're just going to take every challenge head on, and our goal again is to be playing the best basketball come February, March timeframe. So appreciate all your coverage and everything you do, and we'll see you out there during the season.
Absolutely. We're going to take a quick break. That's Paul Apple, head coach of the Avon Lake Shore Gals. We got our next guest rolling up here right now here on YouTube. We'll be right back.
Looking to improve your game? At T3 Performance in Avon, we help athletes of all ages move stronger, train smarter, and play harder. Head to T3athlete.com or call 440-934-2244. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at T3. We're building confidence and better athletes. Test, teach, and train like never before. Join us today at T3 Performance. Looking to improve your game? At T3 Performance in Avon, we help athletes of all ages move stronger, train smarter, and play harder. Head to T3athlete.com or call 440-934-2244. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at T3. We're building confidence and better athletes. Test, teach, and train like never before. Join us. Looking to improve your game performance in Avon, we help athletes of all ages move stronger, train smarter, and play harder. Head to T3athlete.com or call 440-934-2244. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at T3. We're building confidence and better athletes. Test, teach, and train like never before. Join us today at T3 Performance. Looking to improve your game? At T3 Performance in Avon, we help athletes of all ages move stronger, train smarter, and play harder. Head to T3athlete.com or call 440-934-2244. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at T3. We're building confidence and better athletes. Test, teach, and
We are off and running. It's a fast break here on the Girls 2025 Coaches Basketball Show. Up next, we got the Vermilion head coach, Doug Mahalik, giving us some time as we take a little look into the Sandusky Bay Conference. Last year's team, Coach, was impressive. You had some players, Claire Bartlemay, that comes to mind, who obviously graduated. But you bring back a nice group of kids. One of my personal favorites is Jocelyn Alvarado. Talk about your Vermilion, say your team. How's it been going so far in practice?
It's been going good. They're running hard. We're kind of putting in a new offense, and Jocelyn's getting a hold of it, so she's getting them where they need to be. So it's nice to see that. We did lose a big piece with Claire. She was all-state last year. Be really nice to have her plugged in, but she's gone. So Morgan Frank's going to be stepping in with a big-time role.
Okay.
She had a big soccer season for us, but she's got a little turf toe, so we're hoping to get her back for the scrimmage. And then Abby Gowrie will be the other senior. Her and Jocelyn are both four-year seniors, or four-year letter winners. So.
Okay, so you're going to be leaning heavily on those two girls then for this year.
Yeah, and then Morgan especially.
Tell us about the Sandusky Bay Conference.
It's tough.
A lot of our Lorain County listeners and watchers don't get to see it as much unless we're covering you guys, but a lot of good competition out there. You guys got 3 different divisions in one conference. Talk about that.
Yeah, this is the last year of it, and then we're kind of branching off with 2 bigger divisions.
Okay.
Bellevue last year won state for Division IV girls. Margaretta every single year is there, but this will be their last year in our conference.
Okay.
So, but they just got a big transfer with their point guard, so they're real good. They got the point guard from Port Clinton last year, so she's a sophomore. Margaretta is always the team to beat. They have a really good post player in Cassidy Lane. Willard's going to be coming back with an all-state player themselves. I mean, there's a lot of competition out there.
So we talked a little bit about some of the upperclassmen. Who are some of the younger kids that maybe are going to be trying to get a bigger role this year for you?
I touched on a little bit, but Morgan Frank's a sophomore this year. She started for us last year, and she actually led our conference in and offensive rebounds and steals.
Wow.
So hopefully this year she can get a little bit of the offensive going, and that'd be a big boost. We got a former Vermilion girl that transferred to Norwalk, but then she came back. She's still in our district.
Okay.
So she's a junior this year, and that's Emma Gebhardt.
Okay.
She's going to be a big role. We lack size, and she's one of the girls that actually has that. So that was when she came back. It was like, hey, there we go.
Go ahead, Paul.
And Coach, it seems like you guys like to really use that defense to cause chaos, get steals, get out in transition. Talk a little bit about how important that is for your team.
It's pretty much everything because we really struggle to score. We don't really have that knockdown shooter. But the last 2 years, we've led our division in steals or forced turnovers. But we've been on the bottom half on offensive points. So it's like, man, we're pushing like 20 turnovers a game over, and we're only putting up 40 points a game. Like, the math just sometimes isn't adding up, and it's like, just please make the layup. Please make the layup, you know. But we definitely play hard on defense. We might have to adjust a little bit this year with some new personnel, but hopefully we can get back to that, just being scrappy and getting them hustle steals.
You mentioned that, capitalizing on some of those plays from last year. Has that been an emphasis this year, working on basics?
We're trying.
That jump stop.
Oh, my God, playing off two. We talk about it every day, and they just look at me like I'm not going to do it. And I'm like, please, just play off two. Just
Yes.
get me that
I used to
power layup.
scream it at my daughter. I said, it's okay to do a jump stop. And she would refuse. And I don't know why girls hate doing
Oh,
jump
man.
stops for some
They
reason.
take that tough layup, and you're like, please, that was so easy, and then you made it tough. And but yeah, we get so many steals, but then we'll usually just throw the ball away, and it's like, no, just calm down. We got the steal. You did your job. Now just calm down. Let's go get it. Let's go get it something.
How's the non-conference portion of your schedule looking? Any teams that you're looking forward to playing?
All of them. I just like playing. So we start off. We go to the Midview. We're opening up with the DeFranco tournament.
Okay.
We had a close one last year, and then they blew us out in the fourth. It was like we were right there, so I'd like to get back to them. Plus, they have one of the best players in the county, so it'd be nice to kind of match up with her. And then we go to Brookside, who will be coming up here next. And then right after that, we have a back-to-back. We go Fairview, Brookside, Midview for our first three. So those are right off the rip, and then we have Clearview. So we try to get a couple of the local schools in.
You had a Miss Basketball candidate last year in Claire Bartlemay. Do you think Jocelyn Alvarado can ascend to that level this year?
Man, it'd be nice if she could. She can really do some things. Like she can make the right pass. We got to get that shot under control, and if she can get that shot, then all of a sudden her drive opens up even more. She gets to the basket pretty well, and then it's just make that layup or make that extra pass. If she can continue to make her teammates better, yeah, she can make a run for it.
Is there any sleepers we should be keeping our eye outs for that's been catching your eye so far throughout the early going?
I can't keep talking about Morgan, but she's a really good player. So I told her already, I was like, you're kind of going to take over that clear role where we're going to run us lots through you. So hopefully she's ready for it. She's probably not just yet, but I told her it's okay. Just keep playing. Just keep playing.
How's the numbers been so far for the program, Coach?
16 girls. It's pretty much been my number for the last 3 years.
How's the different freshmen and how's JV? How are those doing?
Freshman and sophomore, we have 5 and 6, I want to say, and then it's 2 seniors, 2 juniors.
Okay.
So if that math's right, that's right around that area. So,
Are you in the hallways at Vermilion High? Are you a teacher?
No, I'm an electrician.
Okay, so that has a little bit to do with it at
but
times?
my 2 assistant coaches are all over. They're trying. And so basketball's a hard sport.
It
Girls, it's a lot of running, and they don't like doing it. There's so many other sports to play that are not quite as hard.
Mm-hmm.
You got wrestling, which is a very difficult sport, and that's taken off. And we have state champions that we lost a couple girls to wrestling that went to state.
And
so
flag
it's like, what do we do?
football. And flag football,
man, if
too.
they take that too. I mean, my daughter's playing flag football.
So Coach Doug Mahalick's here from Vermilion. We're talking about the Sailors, and he brought his daughters here with us, and we're just getting a feel about their team this year. As last year, below 500. What are your expectations this year? What do you think your team is capable of?
We keep saying, let's get one more win. Let's keep getting better, And Jazz Rail, who's I didn't really get to talk about her last year, she played some good minutes for us as a freshman. If she can take that next step this sophomore year, we can piece together a nice little starting lineup. When we get past the starting lineup, it drops off a little bit where we really need to see them just like be more confident. It's not that they can't do it. It's just they don't always have that confidence of how hard they need to go.
Yeah.
So we have that, and then we have a freshman that's probably going to be playing some minutes, and Maggie Faulkner. So we're young. I don't expect us to be perfect at the beginning of the year, but if we can get to the middle of the year where people start to gel and just really get comfortable, we might be able to steal a few.
Does that depth and having enough bodies to rely on play a part in your decision to press more or to cause that chaos on defense, maybe with full court presses, things of that nature?
It absolutely does. Like when you play against Bellevue, when they put their subs in, you don't even know it. Like I get it, their starters are really, really good, but then they put their subs in, and it's like, man, they're still playing extremely hard. That's what I'm trying to get to with some of those other girls, where they go in, they're tiptoeing around, and so yeah, it's like you would like to keep pressing, but then you see them not make the rotation, and then boom, layup, and you're like, oh, there goes, that's a little run that we might not be able to come back on. So if we can get the steals, not miss those rotations, but we've been really bad at rebounding, and man, we've been stressing that so much, and we don't have that ton of size, so if we can get the rebound, like I always say, we either foul, they score, or we get a steal. You know, it's so
Something's got to happen.
Yeah, hopefully we can change a few of those.
Coach, thanks so much for giving us some time and filling us in on the Sailors before we get ready for the season. We will be covering you this year. I do have you on the YouTube channel, and I believe I have you on the radio as well.
All right.
So we'll be reaching out to get some info on the team, and we wish you good luck, man, and we hope everything goes good.
All right, thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
Doug Mahalik, coach of the Vermilion Sailors. As we get ready for more coaches coming up next, we'll take a quick break, and I'll get the next coach lined up here shortly.
Looking to improve your game? At T3 Performance in Avon, we help athletes of all ages move stronger, train smarter, and play harder. Head to T3Athlete.com or call 440-934-2244. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at T3. We're building confidence and better athletes. Test, teach, and train like never before. Join us today at T3 Performance. Looking to improve your game? At T3 Performance in Avon, we help athletes of all ages move stronger, train smarter, and play harder. Head to T3Athlete.com or call 440-934-2244. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at T3. We're building confidence and better athletes. Test, teach, and train like never before. Hey, at T3 Performance. Looking to improve your game? At T3 Performance in Avon, we help athletes of all ages move stronger, train smarter, and play harder. Head to T3Athlete.com or call 440-934-2244. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at T3. We're building confidence and better athletes. Test, teach, and train like never before. Join us today at T3 Performance. Looking to improve your game? At T3 Performance in Avon, we help athletes of all.
We are back live from T3 Performance in Avon, home of TNBA, the National Basketball Academy, Cleveland West. Shout out to Steve Vega and staff for letting us come here and talk to the coaches. And tonight we're featuring the girls as it's ladies' night. And joining us now is the head coach of the Avon Eagles, Adam Castrilla. Giving us some time, Coach. This is your second year now on the job. How has everything been going over there in Avon?
It's been great. It's been great. So I can't really start without mentioning the fact that our boys soccer team is about ready to kick off in the state Final Four. Our girls soccer team was a game away from the Final Four. Volleyball's in the Final Four.
A lot of good things happening over
no
there.
No pressure basketball.
Well, that's what I'm bringing it up. So, I mean, I can't stop there. I got to keep going. We got girls cross country, boys cross country made it to states, and obviously football. If you've heard of our football team, they're pretty good too. Even our band went to the state competition and earned the highest award that you could get at that level. So we've been sitting around. That's exactly what you mentioned. It's no pressure at all. So. We got some big shoes to fill, but all is great at Avon High School.
You had success last year in your first year. Just talk about that and how that ride went so far.
I couldn't be prouder and more excited about just how last year went. Quite frankly, if you would have told me at the beginning of the year we would win 17 games, I mean, I thought it would be possible, but probably if I was telling you the truth, I didn't think 17 wins was might be a little bit lofty expectations, but the kids bought in, and it was great to watch them keep getting better and better. And honestly, going into this year, we're lose one senior, and we have, it's again, the hardest part is, and kind of what I've been telling people is, hopefully I don't screw it up. Yeah.
Yeah, Coach, what a privilege it is to come back with basically the entire team. Talk a little bit about how that's accelerated the preseason for you guys so far.
Well, it's helped just to be able to have, I mean, honestly, when I got the job last year, it was literally 2 weeks before we started. So not having any sort of off season or anything like that, that part was tough. But that's been fun to kind of go through that process of having off-season workouts, put all that in place, welcome in our freshman group this year, it's a really, really good class, and just be able to put your stamp on things. There were some things last year, to be honest with you, we just didn't have time just so late in the game getting started. So to be able to do that and to make it a little bit more of what I would envision and would want as far as, not just with us, but throughout the whole program down to the middle school to our community league and things like that as well. So that part's been cool.
What is Adam Castrilla basketball?
Well, we really want to, and we don't, and thankful, we don't have a shortage of athletes. So we gotta, we are going to take advantage of that. We want to play the full length of the court. And the cool thing about that, and one of the things I just keep saying every day to the kids is, this isn't a team that 5 or 6 kids play all the time. If we're going to play the full length of the court, we're going to need 10, 12 of you. Like it's a fun way to play. And obviously I think a lot of times, especially when you want to be good and you're in those games where you're playing competitive basketball, it's a lot of times who can come up with the easiest looks, at the basket. So our hope is that we get more, of those easy looks at the basket due to that full court pressure and being relentless. And hopefully by the third and fourth quarters, teams are tired, and we're not. And so, that's really what I'm excited about is to really just get the kids in position to make plays, not have to think, not be robotic. And, I think we definitely have the right kids to be able to play that way. So that's, again, like I said before, it's some of it are a little bit of growing pains just bringing in. We'll probably play maybe 3 freshmen as well. Okay. So we're young. We got a great mix of seniors and juniors, sophomores, freshmen, and it's now just kind of learning about each other and figuring that out. But that's what this time of year is for. And again, it's been fun so far, just kind of watching them figure it out.
And when you have that wealth of options from freshmen to seniors, how tough is the balance of looking towards the future, building for that, but also staying in the now?
That's a great question, because there is really, you have to be careful with that, because again, we still have 6 seniors on our team. This is their season. This is their team. And understanding that and everything is, they're involved in a lot of decision making, even little things as far as you mentioned, whether, shirts, sweatshirts, the things that they want to get and make it a special year for them as well, to the point too where those younger kids see that this is what I have to look forward to and go from there. And so it's a fun, good problem to have, but that's an excellent point. Like it is still something where we've got to be in the now, and again, we don't want to take this season for granted. I mean, our hope is we're going to be good, and that's what we want to do. And as we said at the beginning, no pressure, but we're jealous. We want to get to the same places that our fall sports are getting to. We want the same thing, and So we're definitely focused on the now.
Well, you got a good leader as junior Elena Pagan comes back leading the team last year. Coach, talk about the player she is. She kind of burst on the scene last year and made a name for herself, and now everybody knows who she is.
Yeah, so it's not a secret. Pretty much last year, everything went through her. And the cool thing about that is it wasn't a secret, and still she did really well, right?
She did.
So, and last year, I think just the way our team was built, she was forced to have the ball in her hands a lot. The thing I'm excited about the most is that this year we have some other kids that definitely can take that pressure of having the ball in her hands all the time and let her play off the ball a little bit, and I think we will be a more well-rounded attack, so to speak, not having her having to be so ball dominant. But she just plays. I mean, when your best player plays as hard as she plays, it's one of those things where, I mean, in practice, it could be in the last minute of practice, she's diving on the floor for loose balls, and just, she just loves it. So she loves the game. She loves to play. And again, that just feeds, and a good example for those young kids too, of like that's she's a good player and she's going to go on and play basketball after high school, and that's how you do it.
Yep, and Coach, you're still very early into year 2. How close do you think you are to having the team kind of molded and where you want it to be to play your type of basketball?
We're getting there, and it's a work in progress. I mean, every day. I mean, we had to sit down and say what's important to us and continue to work on that, and I think it's more of you want to do it all, you want to put it all in, but the reality is we got to start small and put in the things that we really want to hang our hat on, and then from there we'll continue to build. So, again, it's not so much about, where you're at in late November, early December. It's where are we towards the end of the year, and again, not wishing this year away in any stretch, but taking that momentum and moving forward, you just keep putting it together. And we're not there yet, but we're going to be working really hard, and we'll get there sooner than later for sure.
Who's the supporting cast this year that's going to be helping Elena?
Yeah, so I'll mention 2 of our seniors. I couldn't be prouder of Audrey Lammers. Quite frankly, I can't stop talking about her because she's just the type of story you want to tell every kid. We had our middle school tryouts, and she was there and helping us and things like that. And I just happened to look at those 7th grade kids and say, like she was a hair away maybe from, and I wasn't around at that point, but it just so happened the middle school coaches were a hair away from maybe not even making the middle school team. And nowadays it's like, well, if you're a sophomore and you don't play varsity yet, you're not any good, and that couldn't be farther from the truth. And this kid just kept working and working and working, and she exploded onto the scene last year, the second half of the year for sure. And quite frankly, I think she's going to be one of the better players in our conference. So I'm just excited for her because of the hard work put in, and not everything was there for her at the beginning. And it's one of those things where I'm working at it, and I want to be good, and she's there. So I'm really, really proud of her.
One of your tallest players, too.
One of our tallest players, yeah. And then, Abby Owens has been there. She played for Coach Ferrando as a little bit as a freshman as well. She's dealing with a little bit of a foot issue, but we got really, really good news today in that it's not going to be too much longer. So we avoided any type of season-ending thing or anything like that. So she was just, rightfully so upset at the beginning, and she was a golfer for us as well. And she's like, I can't believe how out of shape I'm going to be because, it's a foot thing, and was golfing before that. And so, but again, she's just tough. I mean, she makes all the plays. She's just kind of a jack of all trades type of kid. And, those are our 2 seniors that are really going to help us, when it comes to putting the ball in the basket. Yeah, for sure.
Paul, you got anything for him?
Last thing, Coach, we joked about it, but how much pressure does come with the Avon mantle of having to be at a school that has so much prestige?
Yeah, we're blessed. I mean, so my day job there, I'm an assistant principal at the high school. So, just to see that side of things, the academics, it just is unbelievable that the kids that walk the hallways of our school, they alone are just, it's just a terrific community, and we're blessed to be in it. And I think a lot of it is that we have great opportunities, great facilities. We're gonna do and try to do whatever it is to we talk to the other coaches. What are the things that you do? And again, even though it might not translate to basketball, but I can tell you that we have a beautiful weight room, and we have kids that lived in it all summer, and we got bigger and stronger. And you won't mistake us as our kids being a linebacker on the football team, but they're noticeably bigger and stronger now. And then a lot of that comes with confidence. So again, just taking a little bits and pieces of what all these successful programs have done and will continue to do. And we don't look at it as pressure. We look at it as a great opportunity, and we're really thankful and very, very lucky. And we make sure that we keep talking about that with our kids. And, our kids know, too. Our kids know how special of a place they get to go to school in. They actually verbalize it a lot. Like, no knock on any other schools, but they go to other places like, man, our schools, we got it pretty good at our school. So that alone, too, is pretty good that they're able to recognize that as well. And again, I hope boys and girls, I know Mike Fitch is excited because he doesn't have as many football players still.
Yeah.
And we just left the gym to come here, and he's got a full gym, which that isn't normally the case either there. So, we're ready, and like I said, we want to get there too.
Adam, thank you so much for giving us some time. We can't wait to see you guys this season. We will be covering you on the radio as well as on YouTube. So we're excited to see the Eagles this year, and we're excited to see how far the team goes. Another district final, maybe further.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Otherwise, they might they might be looking at us funny if we don't get there.
That's head coach Adam Castrilla from the Avon Eagles giving us some time. We'll take a quick timeout, get the next coach up, and then we'll rock and roll 2025 girls basketball coaches show live from T3 in Avon. We are live, the 2025 Girls Basketball Coaches Show from T3 Performance in Avon, home of TMBA Cleveland West. Shout out to Steve Vega and staff for letting us come here and film our coaches show. Talked to the boys on Monday. Now we're talking to the girls' coaches, and joining me right now is Bill Matthews from the Brookside Cardinals, giving us some time in his second year to talk about the program and how everything is going over there. Bill, how's practice been going so far, my man?
It's decent. The girls are showing up. I'm really proud of them. I'm tough on them at times, but they still keep coming.
I know you had parent conference day today. How did that go, meeting the parents?
It was good. We told them all the things expectations and ironed some things out and our plans for the season and all our activities, and seem to get their support, so we should be good.
How has numbers been so far for you? I know you said you've had some girls decide ultimately that maybe this wasn't for them.
Right. Well, we had one girl leave. She's a very good athlete. She's a track star, and she left this year to do indoor track and outdoor track. So she's going to try to focus on that for college and so on. Which, I mean, she's a very good runner. So she won a state championship as a sophomore on the 300-meter hurdle. But we have other girls coming in that are, right there. They're good athletes, some shooters. We're missing Marky Aliff as well. She hurt her shoulder, had surgery. She hurt it in softball, I believe.
Yeah.
She's a good softball player, and I know she wants to play that in college. But we have a lot of girls back, and the young sophomores are stepping up. We have 4 seniors, and they're trying to lead. Bella Diaz is.
That's the one, right?
Yeah.
She's your main one coming back.
Yeah, we went against Westlake, and she was pretty impressive. Like I said, she could get shots when she wanted, meet her free throws. I'm sure she had about 20 points against Westlake.
What I seen from her, Coach, was she seemed real feisty on the court.
Oh, yeah.
Is that how you would describe her?
Yes, she has no quit in her when she gets going, and very aggressive. And
What do you think the best attribute of her game is?
I think her speed is for sure. Quickness and speed helps, and her understanding of the game. I really think she knows what's going on, and she figures things out. She knows how to lead, so that really helps us. We're going to scrimmage next week. She's got to be out of town, so she will not be there for our Sandusky scrimmage on Saturday or for our Trinity Lutheran West scrimmage.
So that'll be a test for your team.
That's what we want. We want these other girls to step up because she handles the ball a lot, and she can, like I said, Bella can do a lot. She has a lot of talent, like I said, and she understands the game as a senior now, especially. So we're gonna find out what the other girls can do and how we can do without her, and then if we perform halfway decent, it should be only a plus. Just got to build confidence.
And, Coach, you might still be looking for some of the go-to girls on offense, but just talk about your defense. It looked like last year when you guys had success, a lot of times the defense was a big catalyst of that. Talk about that going into this season.
Well, last year I know we had some speed, and we didn't have a big girl. A big girl got hurt last year. Maya, she's our center. She's about 5'8.5", and she's back this year. She's doing a great job. So we had to go to ruffle some feathers, and we had to get transition points because we weren't real established as great shooters, great offensive set players, understanding. So if we could get runouts and start getting some fast breaks, play fast, then we can get some, hopefully some cheap buckets. Last year was my goal.
And you're losing Brianna Slaughter. I know she was a big piece of the team. But outside of that, you're bringing a lot back.
Right.
Just talk a little bit about that experience you will have this year that you'll be able to lean on.
Yeah, I really think they're catching on. I think we're going to be able to take care of the ball better. I think we're going to make better decisions throughout the games. I think we're going to shoot the ball better this year. We've been working on that all summer. Girls work pretty hard. I think we'll get our shooting percentage up a little bit. And I'm looking forward to seeing I got 3 sophomores that'll play a lot for me this year, a 5'8" girl and a little point guard who can do some shooting. She'll be my number 2 guard, Bailey Brennan. And another sophomore, Chloe, and like I said, Haley. We'll see.
You guys were competitive in conference play last year. It was the non-conference play that you guys struggled at.
Right.
What do you foresee that being like this year?
If we can take care of the ball, again, that's so key to me. If we know how to, I work on triple threat every day, making sure we're not giving up easy, making good passes, sharp passes. We should be able to hang in there. Turnovers get you. You got to rebound. You got to be fundamentally sound. You can hang in there. Every team we play that beats us is bigger than us. all the teams that have the 5'10 girls, 5'9 girls, it's hard for us to beat them because we don't have that size last year. So this year we have a little bit more size with 2 girls at 5'8", a sophomore and a senior. Markey, like I said, that hurts. She had 26 rebounds in one game last year, 27.
That's hard
She
to
set the
replace.
score- yeah, she's a junior this year, so that hurts us. And she shows up at practice. She had just had her surgery, and she came to practice yesterday, and she's pretty dedicated athlete. She does soccer and basketball, and softball's her number one. So again, we're trying. We're all we're just trying to work with the girls, keep them pumped up, and trying to play fast. We have to play fast and smart.
In your second year, you've kind of shaken up the coaching staff. You got a new assistant here with you. What are some things you're trying to bring along? Who's your new assistant, and what's the message?
Well, Josh moved to the JVs. He moved to the JVs this year. Coach Washington left, and he's doing that. And then I got the guy that took my spot as the teacher. I retired in June, and Nathan Mack took my job, and he's also helped me coach. So he's a great young guy, and he former military guy, and very good on the administrative end. So it helps the old guy out.
He's organized.
He's
huh,
organized.
Coach?
Yeah, helps the old guy out. But, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, on top of the staff, you do have a lot of young players on the team this year. Talk a little bit about how important those underclassmen are for you as you try to not just build now, but build this program up for years to come.
Well, what I had, first of all, we're still recruiting freshmen to come out because they had a rough 8th grade year, and they're a little bit, to be honest, intimidated. And we're talking to girls, he is, and I am, and Coach Mack, and we got 3 new girls freshmen today. We're trying to bring them out because I want to run my program and the things I do. I also included the 7th and 8th grade in everything we did this summer.
Okay.
All open gyms, some summer league games. The girls that wanted to come, we try to get them involved, and we're trying to bring it down to 7 through 12, more of a connection. And again, we're trying to get the girls out. I want each class to have at least 5 girls. Try to build it back up. I do it 1 year at a time. Like I said, I'm retired. I just do some subbing and coaching, and I want to do the best for the Brookside kids. I was there for almost 30 years, and I'm hoping to get these girls. I thought we did a decent job last week. We cut the gap. People were beating us by 40 a lot, and we cut gaps down to all these teams. Like
Well, not only that, I mean, 7 wins
Yeah.
was more than they were having the few years before that.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah. Usually they get 2 or 3 a lot of
Yeah.
times, and our schedule's not easy either.
No.
It really isn't. We had a couple games where we had a team that was not ready, whether they're hurt or didn't have enough depth or whatever.
your
We-
conference
we lo-
alone's a meat grinder.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we lost 2 close games to Wellington last year. We kept it close with Columbia the second time, kept it close with Keystone the second time. We were right there, 7 down, 8 down, 6 down in the fourth quarter, and it was like they're probably not used to that. Brookside's usually down by 40 sometimes in the fourth quarter.
So how does that mentality change now?
I think we're getting there. We're trying to get to. I just got to be able to play 8 or 9 girls. I was stuck at times in the crunch time to play 6 girls or so, and it kind of get tired in the fourth quarter, especially when you're all 5'2", 5 foot, 5'5". So, but I tell you, they have a lot of heart. If you watch them play, they really play hard.
What are your expectations for this year in the Brookside Cardinals?
I want to go 500 in the conference at least, and try to win a few more out of conference games. See what we can do. I'd love to go above 500 somehow. It's going to be tough because there's so many good teams around the schedule. We're playing Bay.
Yeah.
We're playing Vermilion. We have North Olmsted. So, I mean, we got Chicago Heights. We have Buckeye. Those are, non-conference games. So
Yeah, and they're
we're,
tough.
We're playing tough teams that have some bigger schools than us, some of them. So we're going to try, though. We're going to fight every game.
Bill Matthews joining us. He's the Brookside head basketball coach. Thank you so much for giving us some time. We look forward to covering your team and seeing the growth as you're now in year 2 at the program. And like you said, 7 wins last year, and you're looking to improve on that. So thanks for coming by and giving us some time. And
Thank you.
Thanks for bringing the new assistant as well.
Thank you.
Absolutely. That's head coach Bill Matthews of the Brookside Cardinals. We'll take a quick break. I'll get your next coach lined up here on YouTube, live from T3. We are back live from T3 Performance in Avon, home of TMBA Cleveland West. Dave Rivera joined alongside Paul Williams. It's the girls 2025 basketball coaches show. And right now we're joined by the head coach of the Elyria Catholic Panthers, Eric Rothgary, giving us some time as we're going to talk a little Lady Panther basketball. Coach, how's so far in the preseason looking for the girls?
It's been a little slow start, Dave. You know, our volleyball team made it down to the regional finals, so we have 3 starters that were on that volleyball team, did very well, and we had another really nice incoming freshman on the varsity volleyball team. So it's kind of been nice to start getting them back. We'll have everybody tomorrow. We had to cancel a couple of scrimmages, but we got a big one out at Brecksville on Saturday against some real quality teams. So we're going to find out where we're at real quick.
And, you know, had a great season last year, winning the North Coast Conference in the inaugural year, going 11-1 in conference play, losing to Laurel, who was a huge team that you guys played last year. Talk about last year's team and how it prepared you for this year.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you're obviously your goals every year to win your conference and go deeper in the tournament than you went the year before. So we've kind of got stuck at that district final for a while. As you know, Dave, your daughter played for me for the last 4 years. Nice player, Maya. Had a great season. We pulled it. You know, we kind of, you know, you go through that jumping on a line basically at tournament time, and you take a lot of chances now with these super districts or super regionals, whatever they want to call them. And we thought we dropped in a really good spot. And we thought, oh, man, that's a spot where we can get to regional. And then all of a sudden, for some reason, Laurel jumps into our district. So we knew we were going to have our hands full. You know, we had seen them play. They got one of the best players in the area. And we did a really nice job on her last year in that game. As you probably remember, I mean, we were so laser-focused on her.
It was the other players that beat us.
Well, it was the one girl that stood in the corner. I think maybe Schneider was her name or something.
Yeah.
A little lefty. She knocked down like 4 threes from the corner. But we were right in it. Proud of those girls, you know, but, you know, it's always a new season. So we only have one senior on this team this year, Gabby Rodriguez, who's been a 4-year varsity player, 2-year starter, you know, at the point. So she knows what she's doing out there to get us going.
You expecting bigger things from Gabby this year, Coach?
I really am. She had a great summer, you know. She's really loosening up and knocking down those mid-range shots. And you know, so we expect Gabby to do really good things. We got some, you know, Juliana Cerny is a heck of a shooter. She can go deep from 3 at about, I mean, maybe Jules is 5'11" or something. And so she can, you know, she's a real stretch four in that.
Yes.
And we have some size, you know. Claire Petrus she played some on varsity last year, but she's kind of one of those kids that we said was a work in progress. She's about 6 foot tall, and she played a lot of JV last year, and I'll tell you, you know, you were probably at the game where she dropped 37 in the JV game. So if you can drop 37 in any game, I think you're ready to go. So Claire's ready to go. She had a great year in volleyball this year. And, you know, Ari Demakia, who started a lot of games for us last year as a freshman, she's probably one of the best athletes in the area. I mean, she made second team All-Ohio in volleyball. She's strong, fast, she can jump. Again, she's just one of those kids that's still kind of learning basketball. She doesn't even know how good she is. We joke about that a lot. And then our 5th starter will be Soph Niederst. She's she's a junior who's been a varsity player for 3 years. She started every game last year. She's, you know, just very consistent kid. She can shoot. She can get to the basket. So that first 5 is solid. We're trying to work on getting a little depth. We do have some people. You know, we had a pretty nice JV team last year. So we got a couple juniors down there, Riley Treadway, Lena Bray, Trinity Metzinger, and then we have another, you know, when I say the work in progress, I don't mean that as a negative way. Nicole DeBevier is a junior, 5'11", 6 foot, good soccer player. So she's got some feet and some hands, and she's only played 2 years of basketball in her life. So we're still working on that. Our goal with her was to have her ready to play meaningful minutes as a senior, so it's going to happen this year as a junior. So, you know, we're just rushing a few people forward. So we got some nice incoming freshmen, you know. Our boys basketball coach, Jason Smith, who was a great player at Elyria Catholic, his daughter, Lila, is a freshman. Again, 5'11", 6 foot. She can handle the ball. She can shoot. Got a couple others that can shoot. Capri, Ava, the kids that we're just going to kind of work along and just try to build some depth with.
And Coach, you're definitely one of the legendary active coaches still going in this area. Can you talk a little bit about the standard you set for Leary Catholic, how tough it is to live up for it, but also some advantages that come with that?
Well, I mean, when you use the word legendary, I think you mean old, right?
No, I said it exactly.
He's been here for a long time, so instead of calling him an old guy, we'll say a legendary. I mean, we do. You know, we talk all the time. We're not going backwards. You know, we just got to keep going forward. You know, I talking to the girls. You know, maybe some people aren't expecting big things from the EC girls basketball team this year. I'm expecting huge things. You know, I think we got a chance to make a really deep run. You know, you need to get a break here or there, but I mean, I don't see any reason as long as we stay healthy and we keep progressing that we couldn't be a Final Four team. I mean, it's going to be a work in progress. I mean, we're a little young with one senior, and we open up against the reigning state champs. So, and they've got a 6'3" and a 6'1" and a returning point guard. So,
the big girl comes back from Bellevue.
She does. She's probably a D1 type player. I'm sure she has some D1 offers. Somebody told me last year she had some MAC offers, but she's big. She's got good hands. She's smart. She understands the game. So it'll be a fun start for us. We don't put a schedule together that allows us to go 22-0. So we know there's going to be some challenges, and we like to have what we call regional teams on our schedule. You know, like Bellevue, that's a team. We play them right out of shoot. That's like a regional game. So we can measure where we're at week one. Then I think we have Avon over Christmas time. We'll measure where we're at over Christmas. And then there's one or two others that we're going to set as measuring sticks. Padua in our conference is going to be really good. So we'll measure ourselves and see where we're at by the end of the year. We're looking forward to it. We got a really good group of kids. They listen. They want to be coached. They want to succeed. So it's been fun so far.
We'll get some intel for you from Avon.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Coach, what are some of the intangibles of the teams you say you see could go far in the playoffs this year or any given year? What do you see from those teams?
You want intangibles. You want to build confidence in your kids. It's always, you know, that they can succeed at this level, that they can win that big game. You know, like I said, Dave saw us play probably every game last year. I don't think he maybe missed one somewhere along the line, but the girls always believe in themselves. And we were talking about that Padua game. You know, we beat Padua twice last year, and they were a very good team. And
scrappy.
Yeah, that first game, I'm not sure we should have won. You know, your daughter hit one of the threes. We were down 7 with 1:20 or something, and Maya hits a 3. Kamara hits a 3, and then Maya gets an and one, and all of a sudden you see their shoulders drop. And it's like my kids just, they know how to win. They want to win. They know the importance of winning.
Yeah.
And we set that tone. I mean, we're in a scrimmage on Saturday at Brecksville, and, you know, our coaching staff, you know, Mike Sunderman, Larry Riddell, they've been around with me for a long time, and they're, you know, we set the tone of win every quarter in the scrimmage, you know, where we'll be calling timeouts in the scrimmage where other teams don't, because we want to get that last second shot, see what it feels like to win a close game.
So let's talk about this year's team. It's going to be different for you because you said you're normally used to being guard heavy, and now you got some size to work with
honestly,
Claire Petrus and Jules Cerny and Ari Demakia. Talk about the different.
So you're right. So kind of goes in cycles. So playing with 3 bigs can be a little different. You know, in this off season, I was pulling up an old regional game when I had the winning twins at 6'1" and Megan Scheibelhut at 6'1", playing them all at the same time. And, it's a few years back, so you're trying to remember, okay, how did we do that? Where do we – because we're running a lot of the same stuff, so I just wanted to see how we did it and, what positions we had people in and what little wrinkles we had. And so it was kind of fun rewatching a couple of regional games from a few years back.
Yeah. But how about defensively? You guys always hang your hat defensively.
We do.
How's that defense looking?
We'll be good. I mean, we'll be able to play. We'll be able to play, man defense like we always do. We'll probably work a little zone in because of maybe, the last couple of years when you've been watching games, we've been 8, 9, 10 deep, and I'm not. That's our goal to get there this year, but I'm not sure we're going to be there right out of the chute. So we might have to play a little zone defense to preserve some kids. We get in some foul trouble. We might have to go to, I mean, you know how many guards we've had in the past. If somebody got a couple of fouls, it was like, okay, sit down. We got somebody else. Let's go.
How's the conference looking? North Coast Conference?
Yeah, I expect Padua to be very good. I expect Lake to be pretty good. I'm trying to think. CVC, I'm guessing, is going to be down. They shared it with us last year, but they were very senior heavy. But you never know where people come up. I'm trying. Holy Name should be solid, too. They had a couple of nice young kids. I would expect them. I think we played a fairly close game with them once, and then
Yeah.
the second
At
time,
their
I think-
place.
Yeah,
It was a close one.
yeah, yeah. You remember the look on my face on it. It wasn't pleasant. I'm sure.
We were lucky to get out of there.
Yeah, we were that time. Yeah, that's the way I remember it too.
Head coach Eric Rothgary joining us from the Elyria Catholic Panthers as we get ready for this upcoming season. Coach, thank you so much for giving us some time and stopping by. We look forward to seeing you this season.
Thanks for having me, and thanks for amping it up out there at WOBO with high school sports. You guys are doing a great job.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All
Head
right.
coach Eric Rothgary of the EC Panthers will be right back. We got more coaches lined up here on the Coaches Show.
Looking to improve your game? At T3 Performance in Avon, we help athletes of all ages move stronger, train smarter, and play harder. Head to T3Athlete.com or call 440-934-2244. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at T3. We're building confidence and better athletes. Test, teach, and train like never before. Join us today at T3 Performance. Looking to improve your game? At T3 Performance in Avon, we help athletes of all ages move stronger, train smarter, and play harder. Head to T3Athlete.com or call 440-934-2244. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at T3. We're building confidence and better athletes. Test, teach, and train like never before. Join us today at T3 Performance. Looking to improve your game? At T3 Performance in Avon, we help athletes of all ages move stronger, train smarter, and play harder. Head to T3Athlete.com or call 440-934-2244. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at T3. We're building confidence and better athletes. Test, teach, and train like never before. Join us today at T3 Performance. Looking to improve your game? At T3 Performance in Avon, we help athletes of all ages move stronger, train smarter, and play harder. Head to T3Athlete.com or call 440-934-2244. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at T3. We're building confidence and better athletes. Test, teach, and train like never before. Join us today at T3. Looking to improve your game? At T3 Performance in Avon, we help athletes of all ages move stronger, train smarter, and play harder. Head to T3Athlete.com or call 440-934-2244.
Welcome back into the 2025 Girls Basketball Coaches Show, live from T3 in Avon, home of TNBA Cleveland West. Dave Rivera joined alongside Paul Williams as we break down this year's upcoming season. Joining us now is the head coach from the Columbia Raiders, Faith Williams, giving us some time. How's it going, Faith?
It's going great.
You've been busy this offseason as you're getting ready to get married in April. Congratulations.
Thank you. Lots of planning going on right now.
Still figuring some things out.
And you've been catching a lot of football also in your spare time?
Oh, of course. Always, always. It's my side quest.
So tell us about this season, man. Last year, you came in, you burst on the scene, you won Coach of the Year. How are you feeling heading into year number 2?
It was a heck of a year last year. I had so much fun with that group. Was really blessed to get those girls at 5 incredible seniors. Corey left me just an amazing group, an amazing program to take over. So that was very, very just amazing to walk into. This year will be a little bit different where we don't have as much experience because we had those 5 seniors who a lot of playing time. They were comfortable in their roles. So this year is going to be all about these younger girls getting comfortable in their new roles and filling those gaps, which we can do. It'll just take a little bit of time to mold into that, but I'm excited.
Well, you got Alyssa and Audrey Goebel coming back for you, who are probably going to be leading the way, I would assume.
Well, Audrey unfortunately tore her ACL.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, we won't have her, but we do have Alyssa.
Okay.
Those are 2 of my grittiest defenders. I love those girls. But Alyssa, we'll have her. She's definitely going to be one of our leaders. She's a great offensive threat, but her on defense, I love her just getting up on people, full court pressure. Like she's an awesome player, so love to have her back.
And then Natalie Miller also coming back. She's a sophomore for you this year. She had a big role last year for you.
Oh, she's a baller. Like, when I first saw her, I'm like, thank the Lord. Like, she is a baller. She got All-Ohio last year as a freshman. I mean, All-Ohio soccer player, too. Just a very long, athletic girl. She got great experience last year, so she's just going to keep rising to the occasion this year.
Who are some of the newbies who may be
Newbies.
stepping up this year?
Okay, let me use my brain here a little bit. I got some notes.
The teacher in you.
The teacher in me.
You
You
brought
know,
notes.
you already know. We have a couple. So Natalie's class, the freshman class from last year, they're a strong class, and they work very, very hard. So I love that. We have Allison Boardman. She's a phenomenal soccer player. She was actually just the Division Player of the Year, District Player of the Year as a sophomore. She's awesome. So I have her coming up. We have Bella Hairhuth. She was injured a good amount of last year, but she's actually injured now again. It was her back last year. It's her leg this time, but she'll be back hopefully midway through season. I'm really excited. She's a senior. She's a baller. Carly, she's a junior. She's going to be a great player to have out there. Lexi Miller, she's a senior. Then we have a couple really, really nice freshmen coming up. Morgan Andrews, another Brooke Miller, and then I'm forgetting my other one. We got Brooke, Morgan, Birdie. She transferred in from a Catholic school, Bernadette.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm really lucky to have her. So we got some good stuff coming up. Kenzie Shackleton, she's my sophomore. She's going to be point guard. She's getting in and working her butt off right now, so love that. But we got a lot of hard workers coming up, and we'll just keep strengthening that skill.
How do you replace Bree Heidecker? You got any height coming in at Columbia Station?
It's a little bit tough out here. Morgan Andrews, like I said, she's a freshman. She's probably 5'10", I believe. And what's fun about her, she can really handle the ball. Like, she could bring it up just like a point guard at this point right now. She has to get more comfortable with the varsity, the JV look before, but she's a good size to have down there. And then Bernadette, she's 5'9". Natalie's like 5'10". So we have some good size, especially for such a small school. We're lucky to have some good size.
Yeah, and with you coming in last year and there being so many seniors, do you think this year you're really able to put your imprint on it even more than last season?
Yes, like it was so nice having girls with a knowledge of the game coming in last year, but I have like a little bit of a different philosophy. Yep. So sometimes it was trying to get them, they've been stuck in their ways, and we have to learn this new way, which can be really hard. But now I'm like starting to see this year, I'm like, oh, okay, it's a little bit more relaxing. I've had some time with you guys. So they're doing a nice job, and I think that imprint's starting to build, which I'm excited about, and the girls are just doing a phenomenal job.
Touching on that, Faith, how much have you had to change your coaching style? Because you're a firecracker, and you come to Columbia where it's a little reserved and a little quiet. So how have you changed?
I honestly haven't. I'm trying to like take some steps back. I've just had that energy since I was a player, and the girls seem to feed off of it. Like, they love it. Like, we love to hype each other up. But there are certain things that I do need to have a calmer energy about me. So I'm working on that.
And with the success you had last year, a lot of that was due to seniors that are no longer here. What do you think is going to be your key and your recipe to success with this group? Have you found it yet, or what it might be?
The girls buying in and just loving each other. I taught them last year that if you're being a great teammate and you have your heart right for whoever's on the floor, if you're off, then great things are going to happen. And I see that right now. Like, they have each other's backs, and when you have each other's backs, you feel so confident when you step out onto the floor. And I think that's the key for us, because we have these pieces that we'll keep strengthening, but we just need them to have the confidence to do that. Because I see the vision, but we just need to have the confidence in ourselves and each other to execute, and I see it.
Yeah, and let's go back, though, because last year was, to come in and do all the things you guys did. You beat Keystone for, I think that was their first loss in 30-something games in the division. You did a lot of special things. How much of a whirlwind was that for you to come into and have that type of success?
It was so fun, and I give a lot of credit to the girls because I threw a lot at them. Like, practices, I'm not kidding you. Like, I was probably talking for 95% of the time. Like, we weren't even going up and down as much as you think. Like, it was like, stop, blow the whistle. You need to do this. Like, fixing these little things. It felt like were in class. But we had just such fun games and fun times with each other last year, like Keystone and our district championship, and we purposefully, Corey put on the schedule really hard teams last year. He met with me last year before the season started. He's like, I'm really sorry. And I'm like, it's okay. Like, we needed it, and it helped us in the long run to really show what we could do.
And just to clarify, first district championship in 30 years for Columbia girl basketball.
Yeah.
Got to give you your credit on that.
Yeah, you made it to the regional semifinal round, and we feel like you guys kind of like creeped up in there. I think there wasn't many expectations, like you said. You guys lost to Smithville, but what are you feeling like this year's team is capable of?
We want to, for sure, get back to where we were last year, but a step more than that. We left a lot. We lost a lot of girls and skills and players, but I want these girls to understand that they can still get back to that point. Like, it might look a little bit messy right now, like we're just a couple weeks in, but I want them to understand that, like, I believe in them and that they can get to that point. Like, that wasn't just, like, the ceiling for us. But we can't expect to be winning district championships. We can't expect to be winning conference. Like, just because we have the numbers on the wall now, like, they still need to bust their butts 10 times harder than they did last year.
Faith Williams giving us some time. She's the head coach of the Columbia Raiders, made it all the way to the regional semis in her first year. Coach of the year, district championship, first time in 30 years. A lot of big accomplishments in your first year, Faith. We're looking forward to seeing what you do this year as well. Thanks for stopping by and joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Faith Williams, head coach of the Columbia Raiders. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll get the next coach up here on YouTube. And we are back live from T3 Performance in Avon as it's the 2025 Girls Basketball Coaches Show. And we're going to be joined right now by Amy Esser, head coach of the North Ridgeville Rangers. Coach, thanks so much for giving us some time. I know it was National Honor Society night over there, you said?
It was.
How's the season looking? How's your team looking as you get ready to open things up?
Well, that's been very exciting. We've had most of the girls pretty much all off season, especially in the fall. We only have a couple fall athletes, so they've been working hard for the last couple months, just getting conditioned and whatnot. But the first couple weeks of practice have been great. I'm pretty happy with all of them.
And you come back with a lot of the team returning from last year. Raina Balderas, Brooke Schroeder's back. Yam Scott's a senior. Talk a little bit about your team this year.
We have 7 seniors. We have a lot of seniors, and we bring back a lot of experience finally. Last year we didn't have a lot of experience, so I thought last year was really just catch up and try to figure out how to play varsity basketball. So we bring a lot of talent back, and we actually have a transfer, Mary Strippies, sophomore that transferred to North Ridgeville, so we added her to the mix, and just have we've already had 2 scrimmages, and we've looked really well. We've revamped a couple things, changed some offenses, and completely redid our defense. So the kids are really buying in. We started doing it this summer, and like I said, I'm really excited. We have a lot of young talent. We have a lot of veteran talent, and when we mix it all together and do some new things, I think it's a recipe for success.
Let's go back to last year.
Sure.
Because I know you were a little frustrated about things didn't go as they, maybe should in North Ridgeville expectations. As you had Grace Kingery, who won Miss Basketball, and then last year was a little bit of a growing pain, like you said, and some lumps. What do you think your team has learned from last year that they can carry over now and maybe finish off some of these games?
Well, I think it's important to note that we had 4 season-ending injuries last year too. So, we were really struggling even to finish the season full strength. But a lot of our kids just again experience, and in our conference, it's a juggernaut. Every single game is a tough matchup. You're playing, Olmsted Falls, Avon Lake, again, state finalists. So,
Right.
You're going to bring back that experience to this year, and you have kids that are not making those rookie mistakes like they did last year. And Brooke came back last year from an injury, her ACL injury, and it takes kids a good year.
Yeah, I don't think she was 100%
She
last
wasn't.
year.
She was 100%. We had to rest her a lot, and it's really the mental part of it that people don't realize, to get yourself 100% healthy. And that kid, her and Lauren Bohannon, those kids spent all summer, all spring, and put in. I can't explain to you how much work they put in on themselves, their conditioning, their skill. And, when you get messages at Saturday night at 10 p.m. and those kids are in the gym, that's what you want to see. And those are the types of kids that they are. Rain is another kid who's a gym rat as well. There's not a day that goes by that kid isn't leaving practice and probably going and shooting somewhere. So we do have some gym rats, and that kind of trickles down to the other kids, and they're starting to buy in. But I've been really happy with just the amount of effort and work that a lot of these kids put in the off season.
And Coach, you've coached every variation of a type of team. How
Yes.
important is it to have that senior leadership that you can kind of start off ahead of the game when you start your off season and everything of that
You
nature?
have to have that. When you have kids like, in the past, like Lainey Romancic, Dalen Baker, and Grace and Brooke, Lime and all them, you don't really have to say much. It just kind of goes with the flow, and they handle things. And so this year we have a couple young kids that are really starting to step up and have a voice. I said Brooke and Lauren have literally been the kids that just everybody's kind of following. And then you have our seniors that came back and then have just been doing a phenomenal job. Alyssa Eland was going to be one of our big-time stars this year as a senior, but she tore her ACL in the spring, so we lost her. But that kid has been at every single thing. She's been coaching, she's been a leader, and she hasn't taken a step back. She tries to find herself a role on how to help the other girls. And then kids just like Batty Kuhn and Marissa Slack, like those are kids who are been in the program for 4 years. They put the work in, and it's finally like their time, and they've really stepped up. And I'm actually really excited to see what those 2 kids bring this year.
Talk about the transfer, Mary Strippy. I'm familiar with her from my days at EC. She's a really good defender, and she's an offensive weapon.
We need some more scoring.
Yeah.
We really struggled last year with scoring, which is why we kind of revamped our defense a little bit. She fits phenomenal with our girls. Our girls love her. A lot of them have known her for a long time.
She's a North Ridgeville kid.
She's a North Ridgeville kid. They played travel ball and stuff together, and so she fits right in with the mix. She's hilarious. Works really hard. She can score. She's got this phenomenal floater that reminds me of a kid that I used to play with when I was in high school. But she's got some just things to her game that really just complement our other kids really well.
And it seems like you have a lot of different weapons this season. What is that going to open up for you and give you the ability to do that you might not have been able to do last year?
We just know that, like, with what we have defensively and quickness and how we're going to be doing our defense this year, it can build our offense. So we're really excited about that, and we just have lots of different pieces and parts that we can go big, we can go small, we can go quick, we can go there's just a lot of different things and that we're still trying to figure out, and they're starting to catch on. And we've been doing a lot of film work. They've asked for more film, so we film practices, we go through it, and the best part about that stuff is their basketball IQ, which I think a lot of athletes, high school athletes, they don't think about those things. They don't watch enough basketball, so their basketball IQ is something that we're really focusing on, and they're catching their mistakes. So they call each other out, they call themselves out. Brooke the other day is like, why am I just standing? What am I doing? And then she gets mad at herself, and then the best part about it is she fixes it at the next practice. She fixed it at the scrimmage, and they started to see, like yesterday when we were out in Shelby, down in Shelby, Ohio for a scrimmage. That's an hour and a half away. It was far, but it's worth it because you play teams that you're not normally used to playing. And other than the bus ride, it was a phenomenal trip. but they're catching on to these things and they're learning. And as a coach, you can sit back and they're coaching each other, they're coaching themselves, and that's what you want to see.
Raina Balderas comes back, a senior, Miss Basketball candidate. What are you expecting to see from her this year?
I mean, she's a knockdown shooter. She's going to be a college athlete, Division III. I know she's got it down to a couple schools right now. I know which school you want her to go to. But the kid puts in the work. She's got phenomenal handles, and she can knock the ball down, from anywhere on the court. So we're excited to see what she can do. And scoring-wise, she should be a big-minute kid, and she should be a kid who can really take over a game if she wants to.
How much can we expect from Brooke? I mean, last year we knew she wasn't 100%. Is she finally now? You think back to old Brooke, Brooke the baller, as they used to call her.
Yeah, she's phenomenal right now. I can't be happier with her and the leadership that she brings. And she's scoring inside, outside, and defensively. She's the leader on the court. She's talking all the time. But I'm gonna mark my words right here that Lorain Bohannon, she's somebody you got to keep an eye on.
I remember her when EC played you guys last year. She was definitely out there giving you some minutes, and you could see that she had it, but was still trying to put it together.
Yeah.
Raw.
I said we have raw. We have pieces and parts, and when they figure it out and they can piece it together, I think good things are going to happen. I think we're going to be a team that kind of strides and goes up as the season goes on. But that's what you want.
Yeah.
And with the conference you play in, it kind of goes perfectly because you're going to be getting that high-level competition while you're figuring it out, get you ready for that playoff time.
That's exactly what you want. You want to be able to compete every day, get better. There's going to be bumps and bruises. There's going to be some, adversity. But I think with the leadership that we have and the group that we have this year, I think good things are going to happen.
Coach, thanks for giving us some time. We look forward to covering you this season.
We appreciate you guys doing this.
Absolutely. That's head coach Amy Esser from the North Ridgeville Rangers. We'll be right back. We'll get the next coach up. It's the 2025 Girls Basketball Coaches Show live from T3.
Looking to improve your game? At T3 Performance in Avon, we help athletes of all ages move stronger, train smarter, and play harder. Head to T3athlete.com or call 440-934-2244. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at T3. We're building confidence and better athletes. Test, teach, and train like never before. Join us today at T3 Performance.
We're going to switch gears and jump to the LC8 as we welcome back the 2025 Girls Basketball Coaches Show live from T3 in Avon, home of TMBA Cleveland West. Going to talk to the head coach of the Oberlin Phoenix. As joining me now is the head coach, Howard Chambers, giving us some time fresh off of his scrimmage. My man flew right from there here. Coach, thanks for stopping by. Give us some time. How's everything going?
Everything's going well. Just working real hard every week in practice, trying to get the girls prepared for the season.
And I know we were talking off air. How do we get these numbers up? How do we get more girls in Oberlin to come out and play ball?
Just getting people more involved, more people just getting the news out there, getting the girls out there playing, getting the youth program together. That's what I've been trying to do there at Oberlin, is trying to build the culture back up.
What I love is the family support, man. Every time I look on social media, your parents out there in Oberlin, they're pushing for the community to get involved and for the kids to keep playing. You're just like right there.
Yes.
It's like, if only we could get some more people to transfer into Oberlin or maybe
Yes.
move into the city.
I wish that was possible.
It's coming, I heard.
I definitely hope. All I'm doing is keeping pushing the kids that are there, keeping them focused and keeping them working hard in school and on the basketball court.
So coming back and probably leading your program is going to be senior Janiyah Bowen Pride. She's the point guard. She handles the ball for you. She does most of the scoring. Talk about your senior.
Our senior is going to have a major role this year as far as just contributing on offense and defense and being the leader out there. She's come a long way. She's come a real long way. She's working really hard in practice and trying to be an example for the youth that we have on the team this year.
Who are some of the other seniors that are going to be stepping up to help her this year?
Well, I'm hoping that Phoebe Shook. She took a couple years off of basketball. She's coming off an injury. I'm hoping to get her back soon. But that's the only senior that we have. So basically, we were going to be a young team this year. Hopefully be exciting and be fast, and trying to do a fast-paced kind of game for them.
So it's been a lot of teaching then is what you're saying, Coach,
Yes.
because with the younger players, you got to get them acclimated to now this varsity ball and this up-paced tempo.
Correct. So right now our numbers aren't or exactly where I would like them to be, but we keep working hard. We're going to be young this year, but with that senior leadership, and then I have Gianna Jones that's going to come back her sophomore year. She's going to hopefully give us a spark at the guard spot.
And Coach, last season you guys had the second most free throws made in conference. Was that something with your strategy, the way you had your girls attacking, or?
Well, my whole goal is to try to play a fast-paced game and try to get to the rack and get to the rim. Hopefully make the shot, But if not, get them free throws and nail that down. That's what we tried to do all year last year, and we lost a good leader in Clara. Now she's playing at LC, but. The other girls have to step up this year. Arian James is going to play a major role for us this year. She's a sophomore. She's electrifying. She's really quick. I think she's going to contribute quite a bit too.
You're a competitive guy, Howard. How do you try to manage your expectations?
Well, I try not to get too high. I try not to get too high. I try not to get too low either. I try to keep it really level-headed. And when I go out there, try to teach the girls as much as I can, as fast as I can also, but just try to keep things in perspective. If we make a win or if we have a positive moment on practice, I want to have another positive moment the next day of practice. And, just same thing with our scrimmage. We had a great scrimmage today. Wasn't exactly what I wanted it to be, but our next scrimmage hopefully be better than today.
Yeah, and what are some of the things early in the season like this with such a new team you're really looking for out of those scrimmages? Obviously, it's not the wins and losses.
Yeah, it's more getting up and down the floor. With our numbers, we struggle going up and down the floor because we don't go 5-on-5. We have a little bit shy than 5, and I have to almost go on the court and try to help out and try to contribute on the floor. But, gets a couple jumpers in there and stuff like that. But, we try to get as much work as we can with these scrimmages because that's our real live look and getting ready. We have 20 days before our first game, and hopefully we'll keep pushing forward.
And it looked like a lot of your losses last season, especially in conference, they were competitive games. You were staying in a lot of games.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about how that has to at least encourage you a little bit that you're right there. You're not far off from making it work.
We are right there. These girls are working really hard. I'm just trying to change this culture, from where they're used to not being games to where now they're in games. Now they have to try to finish the game and try to complete. So they're getting close, and they're doing really well this year. So I'm hoping to keep that consistency from last year for this year.
How do we build up the numbers?
Just gonna have to get girls involved. We have girls at the school that should be playing this year, but we try to promote multi-sport players and stuff like that at Oberlin, but some girls still just play one sport. But Oberlin being so small, we have to have girls come out. We have to have boys come out too, and play the game, if they're able to.
How do you keep it fun to keep the kids engaged, Howard? How do you keep them into it?
Pretty much make practice fun, go up and down the floor, not think about, we're going to run wind sprints or something like that. We do stuff to keep being competitive and get that workout, and also.
Head coach Howard Chambers giving us some time from the Oberlin Phoenix as they get ready for their upcoming season. What's a game that sticks out to you, Howard? Is there a non-conference opponent maybe you're looking for, or maybe it's somebody in the LCA that you're trying to sneak up on?
Oh, I look forward to all the games. I'm a gamer, man. I don't care who I go against. I just want to compete and hopefully provide a spark for these girls so they can think positive and keep pushing forward for the season. I mean, I'm ready for the first game, to be honest. You know what I mean? I got 20 days left, and we'll see what happens.
Who is one of these freshmen maybe that you're thinking is going to step up and surprise you this year?
Haley's going to be a great spark for us. She's really long. She's lengthy. She's a cross country runner.
Okay.
So she can run up and down that floor and not be winded at all. So I'm hoping that she gives a lot of spark. It's kind of a different process going from middle school to high school, especially varsity. It's a different pace. This year, just today, she did a really good job just kind of processing what was going on and how fast the game was going. And I thought she did a really great job. So I think she's going to spark us this year.
Howard Chambers giving us some time from the Oberlin Phoenix as we get ready for this upcoming season. Coach, thank you so much for stopping by, shedding some light on everything that's going on at Oberlin. We're rooting for you, man. We want these numbers to get up and you guys get back to OB's glory days.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Head coach Howard Chambers from the Oberlin Phoenix. We'll take a quick break and we'll get the next coach up here on YouTube. We are back from T3 Performance in Avon. It's the 2025 Girls Basketball Coaches Show, home of TNBA Cleveland West. And now we're going to be talking about some Southwestern Conference basketball as the Amherst Steel Comets make their way in the building. Dave Zavara joining us. Coach, your second year in Amherst. How's everything been going so far?
We're undefeated.
Best answer yet by far.
It's a great season right now.
It is. So let's talk about last year, Coach. It was your first year on the job. You were kind of taking over players that were already there. How did everything go as far as your expectations?
Well, yes and no as far as the players that came back. They had a lot of seniors the year before that, and they all graduated, and so the numbers weren't that high type of thing. So last year we started a senior and about 3 freshmen, a couple of sophomores.
Yeah.
So we were young, and we're still young.
How's this year's team looking as you get ready for the season to start?
It looks like they had some experience last year.
Yeah?
The freshmen are sophomores now, sophomores are juniors, and it's looking good. And the best thing right now, knock on wood, is they're working hard, they're playing hard, they're very enjoyable. I enjoy going to practice. I can't say enough positive right now about them.
What do you think your identity is going to be this year?
I think we're going to be a little scrappy. We're going to be a guard type of offense type of thing. We got one girl, Sarai, whose name Bay is about 5'11". She plays well inside. But other than that, we're guard strong.
Okay.
So we're going to go after people.
Who were some of the? Do you have any seniors this year that are going to be leading your team?
I have 2 seniors. Lena, who's this young lady, she does cross country and soccer, and then she does basketball and she runs track.
Wow.
In her spare time, I think, studies because she's a heck of a student. Then we have another young lady, Andrea Irovich, who is just a girl that we almost cut last year, and we asked her to just stick around, play, or you get some playing time. You might not get some playing time. Just a great young lady, and the poor thing, a week ago, she probably weighs 80 pounds, and she tripped on the floor, and her weight went on her one hand, and she broke her hand, her left hand right now. So she's out for 6 to 8 weeks. But, again, just a quality kid. Returning, Abby Ronaldus is be a sophomore. She played at point guard last year. I mentioned Sarai. Emily Cadella is another junior that's come back now. Libby Vidovich is coming back as a junior. So there's some kids there. Sarah Iliff, just a young kids that just play hard. In fact, we scrimmaged yesterday against Danbury, and again, your typical scrimmage. You wish things would go right. You know, I wonder why I practiced because they did some things that I thought we should do. But the one thing, even my assistant coach mentioned to him, is we played hard. And if you don't play hard in the SWC, you're going to get your butt kicked. So we were very, we fouled a lot, but that's okay. Give me that aggressive person. I can always try to hold them back, but I always can't put a spark behind them. So it's been good, real good.
Yeah, and Coach, even though a lot of the girls are still young, you've had at least a year with them now. Has that made a pretty big difference so far in this offseason, having at least some experience with those young ones?
Without a doubt. And again, at my age, sometimes I forget what the play was. So they tell me, Coach, last year we did this. And then I give them that, I'm sure I told you, my man, the old coach's rule. Rule number 1, coach is never wrong. Rule number 2, if I'm wrong, go back to rule number 1.
But he says it in such a way that, like, you can do nothing but respect it.
Right.
So it's all good. Again, I'm very excited about it, looking forward to it. And, we'll probably take some lumps again this year because, again, we'll be young and there's some great talent out there in the SWC and other schools. So I'm looking forward to the challenge.
And how important is it for your teams to take it seriously, obviously, play their butts off, but also be loose and have fun like you always try to make sure they do?
Right. And I think I do a decent job with that. In fact, sometimes they're not sure. They're asking the other one, is he serious or is he really mad at me? That type of thing. So, without a doubt. And speaking of that being nice, last year I think they were too nice. I said, come on, girls, pretend you're mad right now. Play a little ticked off. You're playing too nice. I don't want you to play dirty, but don't play nice.
Yep, I get it. I get it. What are some of the things that you're looking for as measuring sticks this year, Coach, to see the growth of your team?
Improvement. I think one of our right now we have to work on is our shooting. We don't shoot very well. But again, in terminology, defense of the girls, I think there's like 6 volleyball players just came out, which that's another whole story that upsets me. I don't know why we started so early. They're in the regionals. They had 3 days. I told them to take off. They had 3 days of practice type of thing, and football's the same. We won't get into that. But I think we have to work on our shooting. And I have a few young ladies that I have to tell to shoot. And but they're decent shooters. You get that shot, put it up.
Exactly.
Put it up. So, I would say that thing. I think our defense will be a strength for us. Again, we're a very aggressive type of team right now, and we'll be all right.
And with the young roster, how is the balance of wanting to have a great year this year, but also knowing you're molding these girls for a run the next 2-3 years?
Correct, right. And speaking of that, right now we have 10, 11 girls that could start.
Wow.
And that's going to be a big key. We had that conversation that, hey, I can only play 5. The big key is you want playing time. Who's there at the end? Who's doing the job? And again, I think that's good we have that many ladies because if we're going to go after people, you got to be in shape and wear teams down. So that's a plus too. We're very deep. We have a good, strong bench. They're pretty equal. I mean, I could start 5 different people every game. Yeah.
Talk about the conference. We touched on it. The SWC is elite with Avon Lake making a run and O Falls as always. How do you get your young girls up to the SWC standard?
Keep improving, getting better type of thing, getting experience, start, being more competitive with them. Last year, again, against the Avon Lake Falls, we took a beating against them. But again, I think they were freshmen. And so, you go against teams that are very well coached. Everyone in the league is very well coached. So you got to be ready to play, and you got to play hard. And, you're playing against the teams like Falls especially. He's had so much success there it just keeps going and going and going. Where these girls are used to that because last year was their first year, so like he just said, every year you just get better and better and a little more confident, and that has shown. Like I said, I ran the play the wrong way and they corrected me, which is good.
Are you expecting most of the production to come from Sarai Hussein Bey this year as far as points go?
Inside,
Yeah.
Abby outside, Amelie and Libby, Sarah, the guards outside.
Okay.
So I think it's gonna be one of those years where today it's your game, tomorrow it's my game, and they're gonna accept it. I know they will. Like I said, they're right now not going. They get along real well, and sometimes too well. Not to be most sorry, but
yeah,
they can chit chat loud.
A little bit.
So yeah,
we'll
stop right there.
Yeah, exactly. We all want to have a good night when we get off of here tonight.
That's right. Yeah, I have to go home to my wife too. Right. And God bless her. You believe this, my man? 50 years.
Wow! Congratulations,
really?
Coach.
Congratulations.
My best assistant coach.
She's the stat keeper, right?
Well, yeah, my honey-do list.
On top of everything else.
Yeah. Right now I'm about 5% on that.
Coach Dave Zavara joining us from Amherst as we get ready for the girls 2025 basketball season. And he told you the team is young. They're looking to improve. They're looking to build off the experience from last year. And I'm expecting them to take a leap this year, Paul.
Me too. I mean, he's talking about a lot of balance. He's got some inside weapons, some outside weapons, the depth to run what you want to run on defense. Sounds like you're in for a pretty exciting season, Coach.
Yeah, I am. I'm looking forward to it. I really am.
Coach, thanks for giving us some time here tonight. We look forward to catching you guys in the regular season and checking out what the Lady Comets can do.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. And I just want to say a shout-out to Don. God bless that man.
Sir.
Absolutely. Don Vincent.
I know he's
at home watching.
I know he's going to spend his time at Flickner's.
Making commercials. That's
what's for lunch?
You're right. Dave Zavara, head coach of the Amherst Comets, giving us some time. We'll take a quick break. We'll get the next coach up here on YouTube.
Legend.
Looking to improve your game? At T3 Performance in Avon, we help athletes of all ages move stronger, train smarter, and play harder. Head to T3Athlete.com or call 440-934-2244. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at T3. We're building confidence and better athletes. Test, teach, and train like never before. Join us today at T3 Performance. Looking to improve
Welcome back. Thanks for joining us on the Lorain County Sports Network. Thanks to T3 Performance in Avon for letting us hang out this week. And special shout out to TMBA Cleveland West for giving us the facilities and spotlighting some of the basketball players and coaches around the area. It's ladies' night tonight. We're talking to the girls' head coaches, and joining us right now as we dive into the lake Lorain County 8 League. It's Aaron Jackson from the Black River Pirates. He's making the long drive up to come
Yes.
here. We appreciate you joining us, Coach. Last year was your first year.
Yeah, first year as a varsity coach last year.
It was a character builder.
Yes.
Talk about it.
It was an experience. I've coached a lot of middle school, AAU, younger girls, youth. You can actually yell a little bit more at high school girls than you can younger, which is kind of nice. You can make them run a little bit more. But they also show a little bit more compassion, and they can actually make you feel like you're part of their group, which was a lot nicer. I have a really good relationship with a lot of my girls. A lot of them tell me they love me at the end of practice, and I say it back. So it was a good year, definitely a growing year for Black River. But we're just stepping right into this year. We have 23 girls on my high school team.
Which is pretty good.
Which is great. We have 25 girls in the middle school, and I have about 30 kids in my youth program. So this is the first year for our youth program, and it's a big 360 from last year.
What does Aaron Jackson basketball look like?
I want to build trust. I want the girls to trust me. I want them to respect me. But at the same time, when I yell at them, I want them to know that I love them, and I'm not yelling at them to be mean. I'm just yelling at them to get my point across.
Constructive criticism, right?
Yes. So I am a loud coach. I'm not a mean coach, but I'm loud, and they know when I'm angry. Like, they know when I mean business, which is nice.
Tell me a little bit about you, Aaron, because I didn't get to talk to you much last year.
Yeah.
What is your history? What's your background? You said you did some middle school and coaching.
I grew up playing basketball. I went to Medina High School.
Okay.
I played there. I did play a little bit of college basketball. Ended up quitting and not doing much with that, but that's fine. Played a lot of AAU. I got into coaching. Greg Vogelson was he was my coach when I was 11.
Oh, my God.
So I grew up with Greg. He was a very important part of who I am today. My cousin is a volleyball coach, Courtney Dieter, at Black River.
Okay.
So I watched both of them, and that was just something I really wanted to be. So my heart was always at Black River because that's where Greg started. That's where Courtney was. That's just, even when I went to Medina, I was always at Black River.
Are you an educator now?
No, I actually, I do hair and makeup for weddings.
Okay.
And my husband and I farm, and we have cattle.
Okay. So what is the what kind of challenges does that bring for maybe recruiting girls in the high school for you? Does that pose a little bit of an issue?
I feel like it would have been, but I'm so comfortable just going into the school. And the school lets me come in at lunchtime and try and talk to the girls. I chased around middle school girls last year. I went at every lunchtime trying to find girls I could. Went to, I don't know, maybe 10 volleyball games this year. Went to track meets. I just make myself known that I'm there supporting them and so that they see my face.
And now going into year 2, for yourself and for the team you see on the court, what are some things you can, or some areas you've seen you guys growing as a program, you as a coach and your players?
So last year I felt like we didn't have a lot of chemistry in certain spots with players, but I have 2 sets of duos. Haley Moskal and Morgan Kubitz up top, and then I have Abby Kaiser and Livy Freilich. They make a really good foursome.
Okay.
And then, but the 2 separate little duos, they work so well together. So we built that last year, and this year it's just cool watching the 4 of them work together. And then, so they're my starting 4, plus I have Anya Camberna. She's the starting 5. I feel like in the past, maybe some coaches didn't give girls as much grace as they could have. Girls are going to make mistakes. Girls are going to be emotional. Girls are going to cry. Girls are going to throw fits. And at the same time, it's like, I guess being a female, I understand that. So when I see it happening, I'm like, okay, there's a reason. Let's find the reason. Like,
and guys wouldn't see that.
No, it's like, did your boyfriend break up with you?
Right.
Like, are you having a bad hair day?
Right.
Like, something's going on. So last year I was able to form those bonds with those girls. So, like, now when something's wrong, I know when something's wrong.
So you've earned their trust.
Yes.
They've bought in.
Yep.
Are you expecting different results this year?
Yes, I am. We won 2 games last year, which I didn't care. It was a growing year. It did not bother me. Last year was to get the girls to trust me. This year is to grow our program. Next year we'll win games. This year I want the girls to fall in love with basketball, fall in love with the sport, and just show up and want to play. So, but I really think we have a chance of winning some games this year.
Who's going to be the leader, the focal point of the Pirates this year?
Morgan Cubits. She will be.
For sure.
And she knows it. I told her that I want her to be someone that from youth all the way up can look up to her. And she'll do what she needs to help the youth, to help the middle school. She will push out to all the high school girls. She pulls them in. She tells them what they're doing wrong in plays, but she does it like in a way of like they listen to her. So I definitely go to Morgan for a lot of things to help with the team.
What about a newcomer that might surprise people this year?
I have a freshman, Heidi Clark.
Okay.
So she'll surprise some people on the court this year, I feel like. She just like the aura around her, she's very like dominating, and she's not I mean, I guess people could be intimidated by her, but for as young as she is, she's going to be a good basketball player.
Big presence, post player?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So good to see.
Yep.
And you might not have all the pieces how you want them yet, but if you could, what is the mold of the type of team you want to run out at Black River?
I mean, I would love to win games. That would be fantastic. But at the end of the day, I want them to have fun. Like, and you're probably not going to hear that much from a varsity coach. Varsity coaches, they want to win basketball games, right? I want the girls to love the sport and go out and just have fun. If they lose, cool, we're going to fix those mistakes, but just keep coming back. Like, enjoy the sport, enjoy the game. That's what I want.
How's the IQ, like you said, falling in love with basketball? Yeah. You're out there in the rural community, which is a little bit different. So how do you get the farm girls to fall in love with basketball?
So some of our basketball IQ is good. Some of it's not as good, but I'm aware of it, and I figure out if the girls are, they see plays and that's how they learn it, or do they need to look at a play on a piece of paper and learn it? Do they need to watch it in a video and learn it? So we will do a lot of different things just so all the individual IQs can catch on. I'm not just going to sit there and be like, well, figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, if you need to watch a video of it, cool. We'll sit down and watch a video. If you want me to write it out and draw little X's and O's, we'll do that too. I found with the girls that have lower basketball IQ, they are aware of it, so they'll come to me and be like, how do I make this better? How do I learn this? How do I understand this? Which I guess is good because then they trust me enough to be like, hey, I'm kind of stupid in this. Can you help me?
Yeah, because asking for help is the hardest thing that kids can do, right?
Especially with high school girls.
Yeah, it really is. And Coach, just to, at least on my end, wrap it up, can you kind of just talk a little bit about you living now, your dream? You wanted so bad to be a part of Black River. Not only are you you're the head varsity coach.
Yeah.
Has that sunk in? And going into year 2, how fun is that living that dream for you?
It's weird. The first time I remember being on basketball in Black River, I think I was in middle school. We went to an open gym that Greg had, and my cousins were playing because they played for Black River. And for some reason, I was like, I want to be like Greg one day. I want to coach at this school. And then Greg left Black River for a while, and he came back. And then my cousin coaches there. And when Greg asked me to take his job, I kind of was like, really? Like, you're actually going to pick me to do this?
That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah. And it was like the person that I had watched my entire life in the coaching world, the coach I wanted to be just like. It was really cool. I still don't know if it has fully set in because last year my brain was a little
on something
else a little bit throughout the season, but I feel like it's home for me, and I don't see me leaving Black River anytime soon.
It's a story come full circle, Aaron, and we're hoping this year that you get some more wins.
Yeah.
And obviously the girls have bought in, numbers are up.
Yep.
And the community has bought in. So we think that there's going to be good success for you this year.
Well, let's hope so.
We're cheering for you.
Thank you.
Erin Jackson giving us some time. She is the Black River Pirates head coach, and we just got done wrapping things up with her, talking about her Pirates this season. Coach, thank you so much. We'll talk to you again soon.
Sounds great. Thank you.
We'll take a quick time out. We'll get the next coach up here on Lorain County Sports Network. Thanks for joining us here on YouTube. It's the Lorain County Sports Network. Make sure you subscribe. It's completely free. You can watch live or on demand whenever you want. We're live from T3 Performance Center in Avon, home of TMBA Cleveland West, as we are breaking down the girls' basketball season before it opens here in a few weeks. Joining us now is the head coach of the Midview Middies, Brittany McNamara Cole, giving us some time as we discuss this Midview Middie team. And it all centers around Leah DeFranco. Glad she's healthy
Yes.
and ready for her senior year. Tell us about Leah and what you're expecting from her this year.
Yeah, Leah is our best player. She is the girl that's gonna run through. We didn't have her in our scrimmage last night, but had her tonight, and there was a major difference. Just the calmness and the crazy that I have. Everybody else is really fast, will run, get up the floor, where they all think they can go that fast with the basketball, where Leah knows that we need to slow it down, relax. So Leah's really going to help facilitate everything and, do her thing. So hopefully.
You graduated one senior last year.
One,
you bring
yes.
back your whole starting lineup from last year.
Yeah.
Who are some of the other players that are going to be stepping up with Leah?
Hunter Crum, she'll be a senior as well. She's a, when she's on type of girl. The first one goes in, I know the rest are following. Riley Fry is also going to be a senior. She's one of our defensive, stoppers. I know I can count on her on that defensive end. Audrey Gerber is another one. She'll be a junior this year. She'll start for us. But she is another defensive, mindset type of kid. But she really worked on her offensive game this past summer. And you could really see it in the first two scrimmages we had to help out with that offensive scoring. So I'm really excited for her to step up big for us this year. The next one would be, oh my gosh, there's another one. Not Jacinta. Jacinta's another one. She's going to be a sophomore for us. She'll help us out. And then Layla Morgan. She started as a freshman for us last year, and she's grown, actually. I think she's like 6 foot, almost 6'1", probably with shoes on. She would like me to say. But she's one of those girls that she can handle the ball, she can get to the hoop, but also being that size, she's going to be on the inside for us. So hopefully we can get her the ball and she can have those post moves ready for us.
A lot of experience coming back. What are the expectations?
I would hopefully, every coach has that list of games in their mind. They're like, oh, I think we can win. I think we compete here. I want us to go out and compete every single night. I would like us to get up there and to be right in the middle of the conference yet again, just to get that experience for the postseason run. I think when you go into a conference like the Southwest Conference and you have to play these hard teams every night, it kind of sets you up poorly if you lose a lot of those games because you get seated so low. So hopefully this year we can get those games that we should win and win those games so we can get seated a little higher so we don't run into like a CVCA with Joy Williams.
Yeah.
That first game, which was hard for us because, she's unreal. But hopefully, we can take the, ebbs and flows in this season, in this conference and in our non-conference schedule and really get those. I hope, we win, in my mind, most of our non-conference games.
Coach, do you think you can use bringing back so many players to your advantage, especially early in the season? Maybe sneak a couple wins that would have been tougher games for you, but you catch a team still trying to find themselves while you guys have that experience.
Yeah, 100%. Being able to walk in day one and all the girls know the plays, remember the plays. I don't have to teach somebody it new that's going to really, jump into our lineup is huge. That way we can just hit the ground running and tweak things here and there that we need to tweak and really can understand our offense a little bit more than we did last year and really kind of just focus on the defensive side. I want that to be our, what we pride ourselves on this year.
And was it like a press or what were the positives from last year that you're hoping to carry over and build on with this team?
Yeah, I love the athleticism that my girls have. They play multi-sports. To be able to take different things from different sports and really put it all into one is so fun for me, and to have them, just really like each other. And so hopefully, we can take that defensive mindset, like I said, and really just run with it, get stops here and there and run outs and not really have to set up an offense where we can just go, is what really I'm hoping for.
Transition basketball.
Yes, 100%.
Who are some newcomers or maybe youngsters who are going to have a big role for you this year?
I'm hoping that Jacinta really steps up for us this year. Molly Oakley and Hannah will really help us, I think, a lot as well. They're both soccer players, defensive girls that I know I can throw in there. And I told them yesterday they both run like chickens with their heads cut off. And I have to, like, slow them down on offense. But if they can get steals and run out and Leah can find them in transition, that's all I need. Make layups and play defense.
How deep are you guys going to be this year?
I'm hoping to go to 7.
Okay.
7, maybe 8, but we'll see if I can get to that 8th girl.
Leah DeFranco, Miss Basketball nominee heading into the season. The question is, she plays so many different sports. She's really good at golf.
She's unbelievable.
What is her plans? Do you even know?
So she is not going to play basketball in college. Okay. She wants to
that's what I kind of
be a kid.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, she's gone to these SWC South what's the other college? Not the Big Ten, but like Tennessee,
SEC.
I'm like, SEC. The SEC school. She's visited Clemson, so I think she wants to go to that big time school where she gets to go have fun, go to the football game, stuff like that. But she's just a great kid, and she's gonna get her 1,000th points this season.
Yeah.
She's the type of kid that stepped in her freshman year, and the bright lights didn't scare her. She started on a team where we went to the Final Four, and to have that love for the game right away, to play with your cousins and get to that big stage and not really care is awesome. And she's the kid that deserves all the awards in the world. And, she works hard. She loves her teammates. And that's, the type of kid she is. So I'm excited for her senior season.
I want to talk to you about going and coaching against your dad in the same conference.
Yeah.
That's got to be really cool. We know how much your dad means to you. Obviously, you got your love for the game from him.
Yeah, 100%.
How cool is that?
It's really cool. That first year, I don't know of anyone else that has done that before, coached against their dad. And it was really fun. And, I was beating him by 30, and now he's beating me by 30.
How the tables have
turned.
How
the tables have turned. I'm glad I got the first one, though. But we have a good time. Around Christmas time when we play each other, it gets a little hostile. But, that's just the fun of it all. And, I'm excited that we get to have these, not every year is guaranteed. And to be able to have 2 games again against him, it's always a great time. And then I get to know his players, too, and get to understand, cheer for them in the postseason. Last year I went out and cheered them on against Jackson, and I was able to give, Regan a big hug after the game, tell her how proud I was of her no matter what the outcome was. And, they know me, and my girls know my dad, and it's a really fun thing we get to be a part of.
Are you still coaching AAU?
Yeah.
Are you fitting that in now with 2 kids?
It's always going to have to fit in. Yeah, I went through the high school and graduated this last group of girls that I had, and now I get to go back down to freshmen, so I get to
start it all over.
Start all over. I get to have some of his girls over at Berea. I get to have some Falls girls, so it's fun to be able to coach the AAU and see these girls all the time. So
yeah. Brittany McNamara Cole giving us some time. Thank you so much for joining us.
Of course, thank you for
I
having
know
me.
I'm glad you reached out this morning and said, "Hey, I didn't forget. I'll be there."
Yeah, ran from Medina Highland all the way here. I'm glad I made it.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Good luck to
having
your
us.
team this year, and we look forward to covering you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Brittany McNamara Cole giving us some time. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back here from T3.
Looking to improve your game? At T3 Performance in Avon, we help athletes of all ages move stronger, train smarter, and play harder. Head to T3Athlete.com or call 440-934-2244. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at T3. We're building confidence and better athletes. Test, teach, and train like never before. Join us today at T3 Performance. Looking to improve your game? At T3 Performance in Avon, we help athletes.
Welcome back into the 2025 Girls Basketball Coaches Show, live from T3 in Avon, as it's the home of TNBA Cleveland West, the National Basketball Academy. We're talking girls basketball today, and we're jumping into the Greater Cleveland Conference as Lorain has just switched conferences now. And joining me is the head coach, Brian Lynch, giving us some time, fresh from a scrimmage tonight. Coach, thanks for dropping by and giving us some time.
No problem, no problem.
So how has the season been looking so far for these Lady Titans?
We're looking pretty athletic. It's going to be a lot of trying to get up and down the floor, hitting quick, and really playing tough defense. I'm excited about the group. When you think about it, we got a pretty nice mix between seniors, juniors. We've got 3 sophomores, and we got a freshman. Our right now looking at, an important part. Our point guard is freshman.
So talk to us about that, Coach. You're putting the keys to the car in a freshman's hand.
Well, she's gonna have to earn it. She's one of the harder workers in practice every day. She's at scrimmage tonight. One of the shorter girls on the court, but she's a ball hawk on the boards, which is nice. She's crafty. I know, and she's maybe 5'3", and she's crafty with it. She'll let the bigs get their hands on the ball, and then she pop it out, and she's just flying all over the place. So the effort's there. I'm not sure what the starting lineup's going to be. To be perfectly honest, we got a lot of good players. We got a lot of potential.
One that stands out to me, leading the way, Tegan Villegas, right? She's probably going to be your biggest returner, Coach.
Well, she beginning of AAU season, she PCL and MCL. Man. They were originally talking, like end October, maybe before first game against Sandusky on the 22nd, and then it was pushed back. The orthopedic was, we need 12 months, and right now we're looking at possibly mid-December.
Oh man, that's a tough break for her. I loved watching her bloom last year. She really came alive for your squad, and gave you guys some energy.
Really, really important piece. Really important piece. Where she's started. She can jog. Forwards, backwards. She can move laterally too. She just can't change direction. So she's coming along. Everybody, the PT, the orthopedic is really, really happy with how she's coming along.
How do you replace Simone Witt, Coach?
Brajaya Phillips. Brajaya's she's got good feet.
Is she a senior now?
Yeah, she's a senior. She's a senior. She's got really good footwork, and Simone was a power game. Brajaya
she's got touch, right?
Yeah, Brajaya's got touch. She moves her feet. She's got better. She can put together, better combinations. She can put together better combinations around the hoop. She'll be a big part, especially when we're facing zone. When we're facing a zone, she'll be a big part of trying to pick it apart with her in the middle.
Having a freshman point guard at that can do some of the things you're already talking about. How exciting is that? Just knowing that you have something like that to mold and develop for the next few years.
Well, Bella is Brajaya's little sister.
Okay.
Bella's Brajaya's little sister. We got 2 sets of sisters. We got Bella and we got Brajaya, and we've got Nay Washington and her little sister Naraya. We call her Mo.
Okay.
What's that dynamic been like, coaching sisters? Does it help?
Well, at the scrimmage tonight, the last set was I was like sisters out there. And so it was 4 sisters, and it was Raven. They did a really good job. I kind of, had them huddled up on the court before they went out, and I told them, we have to build our basketball IQ. I don't want you all looking at the bench. You guys, you're out here, you're playing. You're in here for this last rotation. You guys, you have to talk to one another. You have to figure out, what defense you're looking at, how you're going to defensively attack them when they're on offense. And I took my staff and we sat down at the far end, and just kind of watched and talked, and okay, what do we need to look at in practice and stuff.
And Coach, you're at a really big school with a lot of students. Not always the buy-in you would want. Talk a little bit about that balance and how you've been trying to really get those girls to come out and get some of that talent that is at the school.
I mean, honestly, I'm really looking at how I'm going to approach getting down into the elementary schools and the elementary schools. I mean, even at the middle school, you're starting to be a little late to the game.
Yeah,
exactly.
You're starting to be a little late to the game. You got to put a lot of work in. Maya Rivera, one of the hardest workers. Your daughter was one of the hardest workers I ever coached.
Yeah, thank you.
She was about it 24/7, and one of the best players to coach. It was a joy. It was a joy being her coach, and we're seeing.
How do you get more Maya Rivera?
Exactly, exactly. Well, it's paying off for her now because she's playing college ball.
Yeah,
and she's had a lot of success. It starts at the youth league, getting sixth grade teams.
We had the color league, Coach. We had the red team and the blue team, and we started it back then when they were they were Pee Wee kids.
I hate to blame COVID, but it really did a number on youth programs.
It's true.
It really did a number
for
on
about
youth
2
programs.
years. It halted everything.
Yeah, and we have an intramural coordinator at Lorain High, but I want to be more involved, and I moving forward, I'm going to be more involved in the youth.
Ava Miller is another player last year who showed signs of greatness last year. What are you expecting from her?
Taking that extra step, taking that next step. Great kid, hard worker, another hard worker. She knows what she needs to be working on, and she's seeking outside help. She's going to independent training sessions, working on what she needs to work on. So I'm expecting Ava to be a big part of the team. That junior group, my junior group and my sophomore group they're a nice group. They're all 6 of them are really strong.
You guys succeeded last year in the LEL, going 8-2. Now you're in the GCC. What are you expecting, man? We know it's tough.
Well, hey, you know what? We'll find out when we get there.
Yeah,
we'll find out when we get there. And outside of the GCC schedule, we might have one of the strongest strength of schedules.
Medina, right?
Well, that's at the GCC.
Well, their conference now,
yeah, their conference. So I mean, but we're playing Keystone. We've got Columbia. We're playing Onyx again this year. Yeah, we've got Firelands. We don't have a lot of let up in our schedule. There's not. We got Maple Heights, which is it's an old LEL team that we're familiar with, and that's one that you hate to put check marks in a win column, but that's one if we don't take them lightly, that's a game that we probably should win. Non-conference, we've got North Olmsted, but I mean, you look at the schedule, you look down the schedule, and it's
doesn't get easier.
No, it doesn't. But we existed in the LEL for a number of years, and it really didn't do the girls a whole lot of service because nobody takes the win seriously. Yeah. When you're talking about county awards and state awards and stuff like that, this girl averaged, 18 and 13.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it was against Shaw, and it was against, these LEL teams, and you don't get taken seriously. I'm steering into it, man. We're playing good competition. You put the work in, and you get the stats in this schedule that we've got. You're going to be getting offers. You should be getting offers. You should be getting awards and recognition. That's how you get it.
Brian Lynch joining us from the Lorain High Titans as they get ready for the season to begin. Coach, thanks so much for stopping by after your scrimmage today and giving us some time. We're excited to see this Lorain High Titans team, and the future is bright in Lorain.
I hope so. It certainly is.
Absolutely.
It certainly is.
Head
Thanks a lot,
coach
guys.
Brian Lynch from the Lorain High Titans giving us some time. Come back, got a few more coaches, and then we'll wrap things up live from T3. We are live from T3 Performance in Avon, home of TNBA Cleveland West. It's the 2025 Girls Basketball Coaches Show. Dave Rivera joined alongside Paul Williams as we're getting down to the fourth quarter here of our Coaches Corner show. And joining us right now is the head coach of the Firelands Falcons, Onyx Lopez, giving us some time. Onyx, thank you so much. How are the Firelands Falcons looking so far?
Thank you for having me. We're looking pretty good. This year is my fourth year, so my freshman group are seniors now. So it's been a good start so far.
And you come back with a Miss Basketball finalist in Jordan Copley, who's been impressive. How has she looked so far?
Yeah, Jordan is, she just is such a lead by example kind of player. She kind of just does whatever the team needs her to do, and the beauty in what she does is she's not really a vocal leader. She's more so just do the hard work, and lead by example. So she's very, very humble, and I don't even think she's tapped into her full potential just yet, to be quite honest.
Who are some of the other girls that are going to be stepping up? You got big shoes to replace, losing Kendra Hardwick.
Yeah, we've got 5 seniors, as I mentioned. I think 3 of them will probably start. I've got a junior who played some JV and some, she's a senior, I'm sorry, but she played as a junior, some JV, some varsity, and she'll be a good complement to Jordan. And then I have a senior point guard, and Alexis Schrader, and I think she's going to do some big things for us this year too. And then I've got 2 sets of sisters. So Lexi has a little sister who's be a starting point guard, and Jordan has a little sister too who will be there to help us out. So yeah.
So almost like the Lorain dynamic where they have 2 sisters. How has that been to coach that?
Fun. Exciting.
Right. Challenging.
Hard to manage. No. No, they're great. It adds into the team chemistry. A lot of them I've got like 5 or 6 girls that all live in the same neighborhood and just kind of grown up together, being competitive, and it really adds to our culture at Firelands. So
when I was talking to one of your assistant coaches, he felt like this is the year. You know, you kind of touched on that with your senior group being with you the whole 4 years. The LC8's a battle.
Yeah.
It's been Keystone, and it's been you guys. And now Columbia pops their head in. Tell us about the rivalry between those 3 schools in your conference play.
It's so exciting. Like, it really feels like our version of the Super Bowl every time we play one of those teams. And I think it's always, it could go either way anytime you step in there. We took a couple hard losses last year to both of those teams, and I think our girls have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, and they're excited. That's what they look forward to when it comes to our conference games. And obviously we have some other opponents that we keep a close eye on and make sure we gotta kind of handle business against. But the Keystone and the Columbia rivalry lives on, and we'll see what we can do with them this year. So
And Coach, last year you guys had a dominant defense, 32 points per game given up in conference, which is just insane. Talk a little bit about is that something that you see transferring again this year, and is that something you kind of build your teams around or like to try to?
Yeah, my coaching philosophy is to do what the girls are good at, right? Like, let's not reinvent the wheel. So that's something that the girls kind of showed aggression when they were coming up through the JV level, and the little guards are little, very, but they're scrappy and they're very athletic and they're very fast. And so it was kind of easy for us to kind of build our defense around that. And then we implemented a press, and our girls really bought in and have it down to kind of a science. So I'm really excited to go full go with that as our main version of our defense and kind of how we start games. I think last year there were times where we would get off to a slow start, and then we would depend on our defense to kind of bring us back in. And this year I'd rather start with that, aggression rather than wait until we kind of need it. So yeah, I'm more excited about the defense than anything, to be honest.
And what about Jordan Copley? I know she had a great year last year. Now it's really her season. It's her senior year. Talk a little bit about her.
Yeah, without putting much pressure on Jordan, she's got to lead our team this year, and she knows that. But the beauty in Jordan is she can play 1 through 5. She can guard 1 through 5. I throw her at the top of our 1-3-1. I put her as the point guard sometimes and force her to bring the ball up the floor. Obviously, I run her in the post. She could shoot a little bit. So her personal game has developed a lot over the past 4 years, and I think she's starting to become comfortable in her body. She's coming off of a phenomenal soccer season. She went to state in track last year. Like, the girl is a phenomenal athlete, and I don't ask her to do too much outside of just be herself. She's really good at what she does, and so I don't try to change that at all.
How have numbers been so far for the program?
Pretty good. I purged some volleyball girls and poached them and got them to come out, so that's been helpful. And they're learning and adjusting and doing a good job. We've got 19 girls, JV and a varsity team. I'm pretty much at 8 right now, varsity-wise, which I think is a good number for us, just because of the rotations and the makeup of the team being 5 seniors. It's good to have a younger supporting cast, but also, girls that just know what I want. That makes things so much easier. And the JV is just the JV, they'll learn, and we've got Feldman down there handling business. So
all right, so that was my next question.
They're in good hands.
So Mark's back with you.
Yeah.
What have you taken from him just to have a treasure like him on your bench? You played for him, and now he's assisting you.
Yeah, it's actually so helpful and heartwarming to have somebody that you trust with everything. Somebody who has the experience of running a practice on their own and has the experience of watching game film and breaking that down, because we do a lot of that at the varsity level, and I think having him as an asset at the JV level really helps too, because he's looking at the same things that I would be looking at. So he's kind of already training those girls for what to expect when they come up to the varsity level. And there's even times, I think, a lot of times in the beginning of the season where he's doing more work than the varsity girls are doing. So it pays off, because those girls are getting that fast track to success. And it is a treasure for sure, having somebody who has that much experience being your JV coach. And I think I'm obviously forever grateful to him, because he was mine, and so he's returning the favor to me, and that is really great.
You guys lost last year to Warrensville Heights. How do you match up against teams like that coming from Firelands?
So one of the things that I said, being small and mighty at Firelands, all of our girls play everything. Our girls play soccer, our girls play basketball, our girls play track. They do travel, they do all the things. And one of the real main goals that I have for my girls this year is to stay injury free. I think that really hurt us. Now, Warrensville Heights is a phenomenal team, and I don't know if a 100% fully healthy team would have been able to beat them anyways. But once we got towards the end of our season, our girls were banged up. I mean, the amount of minutes I put on Jordan's ankles and those girls' ankles was insane. I had a girl coming off of a ruptured spleen from soccer. So we started off the season rocky injury-wise. So I've been doing some things differently, even though it's against what I really want to do, like get after it in practice and do those things. But I've been kind of just being a lot more cognizant of making sure that we can stay healthy for the entire season, protecting their ankles and maybe taking days off, or maybe more shooting practices than we are, really getting after it. Our girls don't struggle to be aggressive when we play games. So I think that's been a change that we've made. It's just one of my main focuses is for sure staying healthy.
Onyx Lopez giving us some time, head coach of the Firelands Falcons. Thank you so much for stopping by and sharing everything that's going on down there. We look forward to seeing you this season and seeing those Firelands Falcons fighting again for another LC8 championship.
Thank you. Yeah, looking forward to it. Thanks
Absolutely. We'll talk to you again soon.
Okay.
Onyx Lopez, head coach of the Firelands Falcons. We'll be right back. We've got 2 more coaches left before we wrap things up live from T3 in Avon.
Looking to improve your game? At T3 Performance in Avon, we help athletes of all ages move stronger, train smarter, and play harder. Head to T3Athlete.com or call 440-934-2244. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at T3. We're building confidence and better athletes. Test, teach, and train like never before. Join us today at T3 Performance. Looking to improve your game? At T3 Performance in Avon, we help athletes of all ages move stronger, train smarter, and play harder. Head to T3Athlete.com or call 440-934-2244. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at T3. We're building confidence and better athletes. Test, teach, and train like never before. Join us today at T3 Performance. Looking
We are live from T3 Performance in Avon, home of TNBA Cleveland West. We're going back to the Lorain County 8 League and welcoming in a new coach to the conference as John McDermott, head coach of the Wellington Dukes, is joining us now. Coach, thank you so much for giving us some time. How's everything going?
Sure. Thank you for having me. We are getting off to a slow start.
Yeah.
I heard you talking to I was coming over from the scrimmage and listening to Howard. Howard's talking about his numbers. We have similar numbers. I may get together with Howard and start practicing, just throw all the girls together and practice. But slow start, but things are going to go well. I mean, Wellington is a very good community, very good basketball program. The girls, Nathan Morris did a fantastic job in his 10, 11-year run. So it can only go up.
How has that been taking over for him? Obviously, this is your first year with the program. A lot of talent has left. What's coming back for you, Coach?
Really, the only varsity player that's back. I mean, a couple of them had some minutes here and there, but Mackenzie Jarasek started for him last year as a sophomore. She's a junior this year. Cameron Stump played a little bit of varsity last year, and I'm really going to rely on her heavily. Caden Wacker, she played a little bit. Trying to think, Shelby Gallion is our big girl. She's really grown into the part. I think she's 6 foot, maybe 6'1", volleyball player. And last year she's a sophomore this year. As a freshman, they tried getting her in there. She played a lot of JV, but I think she's really grown into her body now and understands. And when you're tall and big like that and young, you're sort of goofy looking and falling all over. But she's really grown into it now. So now it's just a matter of I got to get her tougher. Like we scrimmaged tonight over at Bay, and she's given up a couple, going for a rebound and losing it when she's bringing it down and things like that. But that's going to come. And she's only a sophomore, so you can't teach size.
Right.
And with her only being a sophomore, I'm very excited for the next.
What
couple
does your
years.
type of basketball look like, Coach?
I like to get up and down. I know it's a difference from the past. Nathan played a lot of 2-3 zone. They took their time bringing it up the floor. But they had Brooke Lemcool waiting at the other end of the floor to clean up everything for him. So I can understand that pace. I'm a little bit quicker. What I liked about the job when I first watched it was watching film and seeing some of these younger players and thinking, boy, if we just get them up and down, we can get them up and down, we'll be in good shape. They're competing really well, but they're playing at a snail's pace. Yeah. I'd be watching some film and nodding off, waking up.
Not very interesting basketball, right?
No, but successful basketball.
Yeah.
Successful, and that's really. That's probably another reason why we're off to a little bit of a slow start, because they're falling back on that and they're like afraid. Because a lot of these girls, like I said, they're getting a lot of varsity experience for the first time. And really, when I first took over the job over the summer, it was like a ghost town in Wellington. I don't know. I know the fair's there, and there's a lot of people there, but
Yeah.
trying to get them together, we wanted to play in a 3-on-3 over at Firelands, couldn't get any girls together. Wanted to go out to Lakewood, couldn't get girls together. So Kyle Johnson's the Bay coach, and I coached with him at North Olmsted, the boys. And I walked in the gym tonight, and, you know, I don't know if you know Kyle or not, but he's probably about 6'8", and I'm talking to him. I say, hey, tonight's really the first time I'm getting to see these girls play against anybody. And like Howard said, where my assistant coach is a former player of mine at North Olmsted, Stephanie Kemp. So when she's there, she's out on the floor with him just to give us another body, another able body that's going to get up and down and, you know, push them a little bit. I said, but tonight's the first time I'm seeing these girls actually play.
Yeah.
So that's where we are. It's a long answer to an easy question, but that's where we are.
We talked to Aaron Jackson at Black River, talked to Howard Chambers at Oberlin. You're facing the same issue. How do you get girls interested in basketball in the rural areas?
It's tough. I don't know if it's even just the rural areas, because I still work over at North Olmsted, and I think their numbers are like 21, which I would love right now, because we're at 10, and we have an exchange student, and we have a freshman that broke her foot in soccer early on in soccer, so she's just now coming back. So really we're at 8.
Yeah.
So when Onyx said that her varsity is 8, but it's an experienced 8, I have pretty much 8, and then those 2, if anything goes wrong, stick them in there. But I think it's a numbers problem across the board. I mean, as funny as it sounds, it just seems like the interest isn't there. Our girls soccer team had pretty good numbers. The volleyball team definitely had good numbers. Basketball, I don't know. The winter, everybody says it's the longest season. It's the grind. I love it. I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, you're inside.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I roll right from football right into basketball, and I don't know what the grind is, but yeah, we have to figure out something. The youth program has decent numbers, so coming up should be okay. Last year, middle school, they had to combine the 7th and 8th. So this year, the 8th, I think we have maybe 7 or 8 girls on the 8th grade team, and we have 12 7th graders. So the numbers starting to skew that way. But I mean, I'm an old man. I don't know. I mean, other than Zavar, I might be the second oldest guy that sat in his chair tonight.
And that brings up a good point. This is your first year. You've been around the block. Why? Why'd you pick Wellington?
From the outside looking in, Wellington is a very desirable job. And nothing like I saw something different when I got inside, but the numbers really shocked me. I really thought that when I had the first meeting with the girls that it would turn out that way. Like, okay, I got all these girls. Here we go. Let's figure this out. And there were 6 girls, but they were telling me, okay, well, she's working and she has volleyball and she's doing this. Okay, this makes sense. Then the next open gym that we had over summer, there was 2 girls, and then I started thinking something's not right here.
Yeah.
You know, so. But Wellington, like I said, is a great town, great community.
It is.
A lot of spirit there. I know Jim Baker sat in his seat a couple nights ago, and we've had conversations. He's a Wellington grad himself, and he wants to get the boys jump-started. They went the opposite direction numbers. They have about 30 out this year when they had low numbers last couple of years. So hopefully that's a trend. Hopefully the girls will pick up on that, and we'll get going from
Winning cures everything, right?
Yeah, it really does. It really does. But unless you're Keystone, Columbia, or Firelands, those are the only cures right now. But that's good. That's a good. At least we should be in that middle of the pack there, you know. And that's not saying that we're better than this team or that team. What I mean is the bottom of that pack. After those first 3, everybody else is pretty much even playing field.
I agree.
So if you survive those 6 games, then okay, now let's go out and let's go after Brookside. Let's go after Black River. Let's go after Oberlin. Let's go after Clearview.
Play spoiler this year, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's all. You got nothing to lose.
Yep, exactly. So we'll get it going from there, I guess.
Yeah, Coach, and a lot of new kids, it sounds like, but can't that be kind of a good thing for you with you wanting to change so much as far as the play style and things of that nature?
Sure. Tonight there was one moment, first quarter we're playing, and I'm thinking, okay, it went the way I knew it was going to. They were amped up. They're out of breath instantly. They're all nervous. They're trying to do things that I want them to do, but they're still falling back on what they wanted to do. So, okay, I'll get them comfortable. We sat in a little 2-3 every now and then just to get them comfortable. But then finally I had seen enough, like second and third quarter. I said, guys, we can't go backwards, okay? Yeah. Not that going backwards, like I'm saying, not that going backwards is bad because they were successful with what they did. But that was in the past. You know, we got to change things. So, yeah, to your point, I have 6 seniors if you count our exchange student, but 5 sophomores that are just really cutting their teeth varsity this year. You know, a couple of them got a few minutes here and there last year. But, yeah, with them, I'm hoping that they'll start taking to the new stuff and just trusting me. And just let's give this a try. And as the scrimmage went tonight, you could start seeing that happening where they're starting to buy in. You know, they're cautious, and this is so different to them. But we'll get going and success. You know, if we can have some success early on, I think we'll be in good shape.
John McDermott giving us some time. He's the new head coach at Wellington, as they just got done doing a scrimmage today against Bay and looking to build on as they have the season opener coming up soon. Coach, thank you so much for giving us some time, stopping by and chatting. We wish you good luck this year in your first year at Wellington, and we look forward to seeing what everything goes on down there.
Sounds good. I am as well.
Absolutely. John McDermott, head coach of the Wellington Dukes, giving us some time. Take a quick break. We got one coach left, and then we are out of here as we are live from T3 in Avon. We're back with our live last coaches interview of the night as Alan George from Lake Ridge Academy is joining us. He's the athletic director, and he also coaches the girls team, so he stopped by to fill us in on everything happening at Lake Ridge Academy. And we were talking off air about, you know, this nasty word that happened 5 years ago called COVID. And it really hit the Lake Ridge Academy basketball program hard because there was talent there. Those girls decided to leave because Lake Ridge did not have basketball due to COVID, and it's kind of set the program back. Alan's here to talk about it and give us an update on the school itself. How's everything going over at Lake Ridge Academy, Alan?
We're definitely in a rebuild. From COVID, like you said, definitely hurt us, being the only school in Lorain County that didn't have a basketball team or basketball season. But really, like, COVID is behind us. It's past us. We moved on from it. Now we're building into regrouping this program, taking it over after 2 seasons with Jaquetta when she was coaching. I really wanted to really emphasize what basketball, can be and what it is. And, coming from the boys' side, coaching for 7 years over there, really, like, I don't want to, like, toot my own horn, but I built that culture over there, and really excited for Kyle Ringer taking over the program to see what he's going to be able to do. Like, I've been listening in his practices. I've walked in a couple times on his practices, and they are full go, full speed, 100%, up and down the floor, nonstop talking. So it's really good to see that with this new program. And then on the girls' side, just trying to rebuild a culture of just girls competing and just playing hard, and just trying to get girls back into playing basketball, being interested in playing basketball, and just trying to rebuild these programs.
You said you have a nice core of 13 right now that are battling out. Talk about, maybe some of the returners who are going to be leading the way this year.
Yeah, I have Lily Schmois and Catherine Krieger, my juniors, that were starters as sophomores last year. They even started as freshmen when Chiquetta was the coach. So I'm really excited to see what they're going to be able to do and implement this year. I know Catherine has worked her tail off this summer, really putting in time in the gym to get better. She's really excited about this season. She's anxious to start every day. It's what can I do better? What can I do better? What can I do this? And it's constant, and it's stuff that you love as a coach. You love hearing that as a coach. And she's one of those. Her and Lily are one of those that are the face of the program, that are changing this program for sure. I have Zaya Batur, who's a senior, one of my point guards, that's back, ready to play. Lena Fulton, she was a freshman last year as my point guard. She's stepping into her role with more comfort as a sophomore in the same position. So I have a really good core of girls that played last year, Rohi Patel and Ava White and Ariel Kluth, that are really excited to really step up this year with only having one team. But it's nice to see I have a good, solid freshman class of potential players that are just starting to understand this game. Coming from 8th grade basketball to then jumping right into varsity basketball is a huge jump for these girls. And I think what we built last year with our team, moving forward this year, it's really helping these freshmen step into that role and, start to make a name for themselves. And then Maya New, who was going to play last year, but she decided to step down because she wanted to focus on soccer. Big soccer player. She played at Oberlin because we don't have a soccer team at Lake Ridge, unfortunately, and was doing great things over there. But she is committed to play this year, so I'm really excited. Finally get to have Maya on the team, and she's really stepped up as a senior. Not really playing a whole lot of basketball, but she's really making a role for herself on this program. So I'm really happy to see what she's going to bring to the table with what we already have.
And it sounds like you're building a culture of competitiveness, as you mentioned off air, kind of keeping the starters under wraps per se, as girls are fighting for positions before the season starts.
Yeah, I mean, having only one team, the emphasis is, you have to earn your spot. Just today they had to do a shooting drill. They had to reach a certain number in this drill in order to get these book bags that that we raised money for last season. It's like first day of practice, they didn't even touch a basketball. They ran a mile, and that was just to get them in the gym. And then when they were in the gym, they had to do 50 sprints just to get their practice jerseys. So it's no more of this, you're going to just give you this stuff. No, you have to earn it. You have to compete for it. You have to battle for it. So we're really trying to change this culture. That's on the boys' side too. I mean, that's our motto this season. Coach Ringer and I have been talking like, he's new to the coaching world, but he's young, he's hungry, he's energetic, he wants to be successful, and he is completely committed to Lake Ridge basketball. And in talking with him, our mantra is we're flipping the script. We're here to change the culture of Lake Ridge Academy, and we're going to start with basketball with what we know well, in the hopes that academics and athletics especially really can, at Lake Ridge Academy, can start to make a name for themselves.
Yeah, and just talk a little bit about how much easier that is with at least some girls that you can rely on, that do have some comfort level with you. How much has that helped you guys kind of expedite the process of getting comfortable and getting into the season?
It's huge. We just talked today. Last year we didn't have a captain for our team at all because it was all new girls with a new coach, with a new program, with a new system. So they were all learning it together. I didn't want to have anyone singled out as being a captain. But this year, girls have really stepped up in their roles. So we are going to have a captain this year. And now these girls are starting to become coaches on the floor. And that's one of the things that you want to look for as a captain, is who can be the leader on the floor. So having these girls coming back and playing, and some of which are like, they live and breathe basketball, and they're students of the game. One of my girls during her free period today, she's watching film. I'm like, what are you watching film? She's like, I was watching a random game. I don't even remember what game it was, but she was watching a game from last season. I'm like, move move on from that. But that's what they do. They are so dedicated to the game.
That's good.
That's building into the culture. Like 2 years ago, she wasn't doing that at all.
Right.
Yeah. So it makes my job easier, and they start to understand, we're implementing some new things in our system this year that it's a little bit difficult for them to understand, to grasp, because they don't really have a solid background of basketball. But they're quick learners. They're students of the game, like I said, so they're able to pick up on it pretty quickly. And then those who can stand out and teach the others, like they're in a running for a captain.
One thing that is challenging, Coach, is the scheduling that you do, and then probably the travel, right? So how does that all get planned out before the season?
Well, being the one who does the scheduling, it makes it a little bit easier. But last season, due to some cancellations and some changing of the schedule, we only had 3 home games last year.
That's
all
crazy.
Season. Yeah. So with my new role, I kind of overdid home games.
That's all right.
This year, I mean, I wanted to even it out a little bit, and then also having to work the games, I kind of brought in the boys team as well. So they got a decent amount of home games this year, in the hopes that we can even that out, and then the next year we'll balance it out fully, like 11 home games, 11 away games, that kind of thing. But working the schedule, it makes it difficult, but my support group of my team, obviously, but mainly my wife, she is fantastic with taking care of our 2 little ones at home. And then I come home during the day so that she can go and work, because she's a PE teacher at Lake Ridge. And then her day is done, she comes home, then I go back to school for the rest of the day or the end of the day, and then for practice or whatever. So having to work games, I'm about to experience that tomorrow night. We have our first middle school game. So I'll get to work the game, and then right after working the game, I got to take my AD hat off, put my coaching hat on, and go coach.
Unbelievable. Coach Alan George giving us some time from Lake Ridge Academy. Thank you so much for stopping by and shedding some light on the Royals and what we can expect from them this year. Coach, we look forward to talking to you again, and thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys for having me. Thank
Head
you so
coach
much.
Alan George of the Lake Ridge Academy Royals. We'll be right back. We got one more interview. It's Rocky Houston from Keystone. We'll be talking to him right next. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight for the 2025 Girls Basketball Coaches Show live from T3 in Avon. and it's all brought to you by TMBA Cleveland West. Want to say thank you to everybody here for letting us come twice this week and talk to all of the head coaches. Want to give a big shout out to Bull Barch, Max Drummond, who took care of the boys. My co-host tonight, Paul Williams, for jumping on. You're going to hear us all season long breaking down high school basketball. My super producer, Ed Vereen, has been amazing during these last two shows. Want to say a huge shout out to them, as well as all of the coaches, girls and boys. The reception and response was amazing. We thank you guys for making Lorain County Sports Network #1 here in Northeast Ohio. We're going to leave you with a Rocky Houston interview that we did, as Coach Houston had a scrimmage tonight, was unable to make it, but he wanted to make sure he talked about his team. So we're going to leave you with this Keystone Wildcats interview with head coach Rocky Houston. As we get out of here, we're live from T3 in Avon. We'll catch you soon, as we'll be at the DeFranco Classic for the first week of high school basketball coming up in just a few weeks. For everybody here, I want to say good night from Avon.
Welcome into the 2025 Girls Basketball Coaches Preview Show, live from T3 Performance in Avon, home of TNBA, the National Basketball Academy. Joining us now is the head coach of the Keystone Wildcats, Rocky Houston, giving us some time. Coach, thank you so much. How has the first week of practice went so far for those Lady Wildcats?
Yeah, it's been a good first week. It's been a long time since I had such a young team. The last several years, it's been, several 2-3 year players returning, and this year it's really, I got Maddie Sokolowski, who's played 2 years of varsity, and Mia Steffen, who's played 2 years of varsity. With Sophia Clerico and Jada Gaines, each having 1 year under their belt. And then I get from that, I've got 5 freshmen in the mix, or 4 freshmen in the mix, and then I got 3 or 4 other sophomores in the mix. So it's really spending a lot of time getting the girls up to speed with everything that we have to have in to be able to compete at the varsity level. So it's been a big learning curve for the girls. We have our first scrimmage tomorrow, so we'll see where they're at with their comfort level, and then from that we'll make some adjustments next week to try to get them more prepared for our next set of scrimmages.
You guys were 21-3 last year, winners of the Lorain County 8 League, and I think you guys lost a little bit early than expected last year, losing in the district semifinals to Perry by a score of 50-38. What were your thoughts on last year's team as you prepare to move forward this year?
Yeah, last year's team was a fun season. It was a good group of girls. We knew going into last year we had to change up things and how we played from the previous year, that state Final Four team. We couldn't play a half-court defense at the level that we needed to, so we kind of sped the game up, did some full-court pressure and trapping, and made teams really uncomfortable, and we were able to really separate ourselves and have a ton of fun last year with the group. And we had some new girls entering that mix last year. We had 2 freshmen in that mix, and Brooklyn Barber was out for those first 7 games or so with her torn ACL, and then she joined us up right around week 8, week 9, and then getting her back in the groove of things. So it was a really, really successful season. We were kind of unsure of where we were going to be at because of who we had lost the year before. But the girls, they were on a roll. I think we won whatever it was, 16 or 17 games in a row before we finally had that first hiccup where we got a loss. And then once we got in the tournament, we knew going into it, it was a matchup thing for us. There were certain teams that we matched up really well with that we could compete at a high level with and be able to win some of those games, and just, Perry had, what we didn't have. They had some size, and that was our struggle last year, was when teams had size, we just couldn't match up well with multiple size players just on that rebounding side of things. So, but the team, was outstanding last year, and obviously that was the 3rd year in a row that a couple of those girls had won 20 games in a season, which is very hard to do at the high school level. So, it was a really fun group, and it was just unfortunate with the matchup that we ended up with in that district round.
That group, Coach, of seniors in the last 4 years went 52-4 in conference play in the LC8. And you guys really have just dominated that conference in the last 4 years. How do you get this young group of girls up to that level of speed where you expect it to be?
Yeah, and that's the first thing I had for that first day of tryouts. Last Friday when we had it was I talked to the girls for about 45 minutes before we even started anything with tryouts about what it takes to be a varsity basketball player at Keystone, what we've been able to do these past several years, the success. I showed them the banners. I showed them the numbers that are on the banners, and they're the next ones in line to do that. And, them being young is not going to be an excuse that we're going to use for us not being successful. And I'm going to do everything on my end to make sure that they understand what they're doing and when they're supposed to be doing it. We are very, very fortunate to have a player with Madison Sokolowski's skill set on the team, and she's been a great leader so far as well. So I know her and what she does and how hard she works in practice. I mean, she literally outworks everybody in practice every day. She's not letting anybody beat her in anything that she's doing, which is setting a great example when you have that many freshmen and that many sophomores being part of a varsity practice that really haven't been part of it in the past. So, that plan with us as coaches trying to get the girls up to speed, and with Maddie setting a great example, and then we do also have Mia Stefan, who's been part of the program the last few years as well as our lone senior. I expect the girls to really embrace, what we've started with the culture and the tradition that we've started with the ability to compete at a high level. So that's what I'm expecting from these young ladies.
So Maddie Sokolowski returns. She's a junior, averaging 18 points per game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. She shot the three-pointer from 35%. From the charity stripe, she was 76%. She's a left-handed point guard for people who haven't seen her play. What have you seen her add to her game, Coach, that you're most impressed with this year?
One of the biggest things is her leadership. She has not been afraid of, setting the example, talking to the girls, helping the girls understand what they're doing, helping them get to where they wanted, where they should be when they should be there. Maddie's not somebody who's she does put the time in to work on herself and get herself better, but she wants the team to be successful. And she's doing everything she can to help them be successful. And I think that's probably the biggest thing, because she's worked on her skills and she's continued to develop those, and she's played AAU and she's been everywhere and played at a high level. But for us to be successful, it's her leadership that's going to be a big part of that. And she did show that last year, because before Brooklyn Barber came back, Maddie was averaging like 24 or 25 points a game. And as soon as Brooklyn Barber was back in the mix, Maddie had no problem reducing the amount of shots and looking for Brooklyn. And, Maddie's assist numbers went up and her scoring numbers went down a little bit, but she knew how important the team aspect was and having Brooklyn involved in that. Not very many players are unselfish like that. If they're scoring 24, 25 a game, they're trying to increase that to 27, 28 a game. And Maddie had no problem adjusting that role a little bit. And she's doing nothing but showed that all summer long, as far as her being a great teammate, even though she's working on improving herself. And then obviously what she's done so far with all these young girls in this first week.
Jada Gaines was a force to be reckoned with down low for you. The sophomore returns, averaging 8 points per game, 6 rebounds. More impressively, shot 53% from the field. How much of a jump is she going to have to give you this year?
Yeah, we're going to need a lot from Jada this year, losing Vivian Castle from last year's team. Vivian was a double-digit rebounder and a double-digit scorer. And Jada is going to be, and she played the high post area for us, and that's really where Jada's going to be. And Jada's going to play in the high post area for us. We need her rebounds to jump a little bit, hopefully get close to that double digits if she's not at double digits, and the same thing with her scoring. And she has all the ability in the world to get there and do that. This year it's just making sure that she keeps working hard and doing what we're asking from her and being a good teammate. And I think she's going to have an unbelievably successful sophomore season. Again, she's only a sophomore, so she was doing all that last year as a freshman, just trying to learn everything and still being able to do what she did was impressive.
I've seen some pictures floating around social media, Coach. It looks like you hit the lottery. Freshman 6'5" Bella Dooley coming to Keystone. Is that true?
Oh, yeah, she's been at Keystone. She's been in our program since she was a little kid. So I don't remember her first year of playing, second or third grade, but she's been a Keystone kid this whole entire time. She had hip surgery last December. She didn't end up being able to finish the last couple of games of her 8th grade season. So we've been kind of trying to get her as involved as we can. There's just certain things she can't do without causing pain. So we'll see where we're at as far as this season, where she's at as far as being healthy enough to get on the floor and how much she's on the floor at a time. But yeah, she's got a lot of potential, and she works at the game of basketball. So number one, we got to get where she's healthy enough to be able to be on the floor and play at the varsity level, and with that physical aspect that goes along with it, and then from that we'll see where she flourishes and grows into.
We have you twice this year, Coach, once on the radio against Amherst, and then we also have you on YouTube against Firelands. What are some of the games that you're looking forward to this season?
Yeah, honestly, for me, I'm looking for game one, just because we got so many young kids, to get them out on the floor and get them some real varsity game experience. We're fortunate that we do get to start the season off with Western Reserve, who's non-conference, and then Amherst, who's non-conference, our first 2 games before we jump into any conference play. So, it's getting those girls up to speed and comfortable and getting that feel of varsity basketball before we get to some conference games and conference play. So that's probably the first one that I'm looking forward to, and then we got a couple of, other non-conference games, besides our conference. Our conference is, every one of those conference games we don't take lightly, regardless of who they are. We work hard to prepare ourselves for each one of those games. But, for non-conference wise, we got Sandusky and we got Lakewood, and then we have Lorain, and North Olmsted and Padua, towards the end of the season. So, those are all teams that we're looking forward to playing. Every one of those teams is a bigger school than what we are. So, it's one of those things, outside of Western Reserve, everybody is, a D2, D3, some D1 schools in there. And that's what we need to get ready for the playoffs. If you're playing the schools your size or in your area, it's not always the same speed and the same physical aspect that you get. When you're playing the bigger schools, a lot of times they have more players, so the game's a lot more physical. They're not as worried about fouls. In addition, they play a lot faster, and we need all that stuff to get ourselves ready for a nice tournament run.
You could listen to the Keystone Wildcats Tuesday, November 25th, as they take on the Amherst Lady Comets, with tip-off slated to begin at 7 o'clock. Coach Rocky Houston joining us on the hotline. Thank you so much, Coach, for giving us some time. I know you have a scrimmage today planned, so you wanted to make sure that you were able to talk about your girls. Good luck in that, and we look forward to talking to you later on during the season.
Yeah, Dave, thank you very much for getting me on the air. I truly, truly appreciate it, and we look forward to seeing you guys here these couple games. And actually, Amherst is right off in their second game of the season, so we get to see you guys right off the rip. So we truly appreciate it, and we'll see if we can put a good show on for you guys.
Absolutely. That's the head coach, Rocky Houston, of the Keystone Lady Wildcats, as we get ready for girls basketball here on the Lorain County Sports Network. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back live from T3 in Avon right here on the Lorain County Sports Network.